Well, hello, guys, and welcome, guys and girls, and welcome to another Scrapping Irish live on a Sunday evening here in Ireland. So, Sunday afternoon for some of ye and Sunday evening for most of ye. So first off, Poosmate, good to see you. And is it Michelle? I'm gonna butcher this name. Fasaconi or Coli Fasaconi from Italy, saying hello, ciao from Italiana. So hello from Italy, I presume that means, and Pooh's mate as well. Good to see you guys. Great to see you now. I'm just going to check my YouTube site. I just put the link up there. I just want to make sure. Oh, I forgot to mute that on that side. So we've been muted now, and everything seems to be working okay on the YouTube side of things. So that seems to be perfect. So I can go out of that again. 20 minutes, guys. If you're in the chat and you want to comment, I'm afraid you have to be a subscriber for 20 minutes before that happens. I know it can be annoying for some people, but it's just one of them things that I've decided to do with the channel, and I hope it doesn't upset too many people. Right, let me get back into it here. Where are we? Back out. I'm going to knock off YouTube because I don't need YouTube on now. I was just checking to make sure everything was running perfect. So it is. So YouTube is gone. Put the link there, and everything's there. So hope everyone is well, whoever's there. Actually, share it out, guys, if you want. If anyone's in there, hit the share button, share it out if you have a community tab, stuff like that, and hopefully we can get a few more people in here. So what am I working on tonight? Well, I'm still working on these ribbon wires. I found another batch of them in the shed. So again, they're very low grade, but they need to be done. Highest value is going to be in the actual copper in them, is going to be the highest value. So I still have to take them apart. So I'm just taking them apart, put them in here, and then I'll pull the pins out of them at a later date. That's the plan anyhow, and they'll be added to the collection of them low grade pins that I'm doing. Unfortunately, these weren't high grade. If they were high grade, I would have been very, very happy, but they're not, so it's just pulling them off and putting them in here, and then the ribbon wire will be dealt with at a later date. So tonight, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do the 3 hours. I was thinking maybe only 2 hours tonight, but we'll see what happens. We'll see if people come up. If people come up and the chat is going, we'll do the 3 hours. But if we're chat is slow or anything like that, again, because Sunday evenings now, a lot of people have a lot of stuff on, and less people can come in, and longer evenings and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. As I say, even now it's slow for people coming in because they've stuff to be doing. So it may only be 2 hours, it may only be an hour. It depends what's happening. So how is everyone? How are you, Pooh's mate? I think everyone has gone on holidays. Yeah, that's the thing about it this time of year, coming into the longer evenings. People have stuff to be doing in gardens. People have stuff to be doing outside. Scrappers are out collecting stuff. Scrappers are taking stuff apart. So it's just that it always happens every summer. Well, not quite summer yet, but coming into the summer months, evenings are better. People have more stuff to be doing than sitting and watching me talk a load of rubbish, Pooh's mate. So that's why I said I would be making a decision maybe in a couple of weeks' time on whether to do the lives on a Sunday at all for the summer. All depends on, again, what we have going on, because even for myself, trying to be here every Sunday, I can't really commit to it. We'll see what happens. So I'm just going to continue scrapping these on. If someone comes in, they come in. If they don't, they don't, and we'll see where we are in a while. So as I say, if you want to share it out. Shark Scrapper, good to see you, sir. Links is there if anyone wants to come up. Shark Scrapper got some dryers. He was playing Tetris with the last day, but he didn't do. I was hoping to do the heater dance, the hot water waltz, but he didn't. It disappointed me by not doing that hot water waltz. Shame on you, Shark Scrapper, letting me down like that. First aid equals kill. What stuff the Olympians use? Second commercial is bad commercial. Not sure what they were selling. Never heard of that. That item. I'll have to check it out. So, how are you doing, Shark? I hope everything is good with you, sir. Need to get through all these low-grade ribbon wires and strip them off. I found more when I was in the shed again earlier, so I said it's time to try and get through them. Tomorrow is a wet day, so I was hoping to get outside and do some gold recovery stuff, so I probably won't. So it's going to be a day of, because I'm not working tomorrow, so it'll be a day of cleaning the shed maybe, and stripping out some laptops and stripping out some computers that I have to get through, stuff like that, and we'll see where that ends up being at the end of the day. Never heard of them either. Yeah. Couldn't walls was not that big. It had water in it. But it would have been more interesting. You know, a bit of a slosh of water going around, and it means you'd have to be more controlled in your walls, and wouldn't you? So, Pooh's made you scrap anything out interesting lately? I was going to ask Shark Scrapper had he scrapped anything out interesting today, but he's actually popped into the basement. Give me a second there, Shark Scrapper. I'll be with you in a second. I just need to remove this before I cut my hand on it. There we go. Them old dirty bits of wire. I have a habit of catching my fingers on them. Okay, Jackie, welcome in. Romantic, welcome in. Who else do I see coming in there? Did I see anyone else coming in? Hello, Irish. I would come in live stream with me today, and maybe a few people in my group can follow you. I don't have time for YouTube live stream. No, not YouTube, but Facebook's. As I say already, I was scrapping stuff out today, Ro. As I say, YouTube is not the main or video isn't the main thing for me, Ro. The main thing is getting through all this stuff. So it's enough to do the one stream for me, I'm afraid. If you're on YouTube, but Facebook, I'm afraid, it's not my first choice. How are things with you, Shark?
All good, man. All good.
Yeah, all good. What did you scrap out today, or did you just take a Sunday off?
It's kind of, I didn't really take day off. I was doing a bunch of editing this morning.
Okay, getting your next videos ready.
Yeah, editing, catching up on some administrative type tasks, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't have the admin tasks because I don't do a business, so I don't have that side of it. So that's the one advantage I have. I don't have the admins, but the other disadvantage is I'm working all week, so I have to make up for it at the weekend for scrapping.
Yeah, so here in the U.S., in the state of Florida, because I sell hard goods, I have to I'm also responsible for collecting sales tax. So every quarter, at the end of the quarter, I have to do a report to the state on sales tax that was collected and how much I owe the state from that, and then write them a check. And then I also have to do, this one cracks me up. It's called reemployment insurance. So there's a percentage that the state collects for every employee that you have who's earning a wage, so that if that employee gets laid off, the state can help them to try to get reemployed. Mm-hmm. And so every employer in the state that has a certain number, that has anyone who's being paid has to pay into this. Well, the funny thing is, I'm my only employee and I don't give myself a salary, but I still have to provide a report every quarter that shows zero salary paid.
So by law, you have to do it regardless.
Got to do the paperwork, right? So it's just part of the gig of when you operate a company in the state.
How do Electronic Scrapper? Good to see you, sir.
What's up, Electronic Scrapper and Poos and Jackie and Ro? How y'all doing?
What video was it I was watching? I think I was watching it this morning, where the scrapyard is putting a new tax on their like a service charge.
That was Bongo.
Bongo, yeah, scrap bongo.
Yeah.
That's a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah, that was very strange. Yeah, hey, thanks for coming to my business. I'm going to charge you to do business with me.
Yeah, these surcharges or these service charges, like putting what is it, £4 a ton or something on just normal tin shred or whatever. So like it's just a weird one. I wonder will everyone else in his area do the same, or is it just that place he's going to? Because if everyone else does the same, that means it was a more or less they all rang each other up and said, lads, let's all do this and make a few more pound.
Well, so in response to my comment, Bongo said that he thinks that it was a government environmental surcharge that was imposed on the scrapyard, and so they're passing it on to the people that are bringing scrap in. If that's the case, then it will probably show up in all the other scrap yards too.
Oh yeah. Well, if it's in a government charge, I can understand. But if it was one they decided to do themselves, I couldn't see the business sense to it. Like,
right, yeah, and this is where a lot of politicians, government people, they don't bother to look at the long term. Somebody probably said, oh, we've got all these environmental issues from the scrap yards, from waste runoff and stuff like that. So we're just going to start charging the scrap yards. And they don't stop to think about the fact that, the only thing the scrap yard is going to do is pass that cost on to the consumer, the peddler that's bringing stuff in. So, in the end, all they're doing is putting another tax on their citizens who in Canada are already pretty well taxed.
Yeah. Like Ireland as well, we're pretty well taxed over here. So anytime there's any of these extra charges, like another tax on top of you, it's like crazy stuff. Hey, Daniel, welcome in. And on the Facebook side, we have a new guy I haven't seen before. Let me highlight his name for everyone to see. There we go. Buck Strickland.
Oh, hey, Buck. I know Buck. How you doing, Buck?
Buck? Oh, well, Buck, welcome over on Facebook side. Thanks for dropping in. And if you are a YouTuber, you may consider subscribing at some stage. I might as well say it. But and who did I see? Daniel came in as well. Daniel came in as well. Good to see you. And what was Electronic Scrapper? No fun this weekend. I'm at work putting a quarter panel on a minivan. So Electronic Scrapper isn't getting to play with Silver this weekend. He's working for the man this weekend.
Working for the man on the van.
Working for the man on the van. That's what he's at. So did you scrap anything out lately, or did you find anything interesting lately that you're keeping top secret from us?
Yes.
Yes. So yes, I found something, and yes, it's top secret. And no, I'm not telling you. Is that what you're trying to say, is it? In other words, watch the video that's coming soon.
I suck.
He already does. I already do. Copper Buck Recycling. That's what it's under. AKA Southern Scrap Crusader. There we go. So see these different names on Facebook and YouTube. I can never keep up. That's why I try and stick on YouTube, and I just stream this live to Facebook at the same time, because StreamYard lets me do that, and I don't have to do any work really, because it all appears up on StreamYard, so I don't have to be flicking between pages. I can talk to people through StreamYards on both platforms. So that's the reason I put it up on Facebook. But if I had to try and run a Facebook channel properly, like Romantic does, not a hope.
I tell you, I got to give Buck a huge shout out, because a while back he turned me on to another scrapyard, and that has just been awesome. And I keep telling him I owe him at least a coffee, and we keep missing each other.
Oh, so he's not far from you, obviously. So he's not far from you at all.
Yeah, he's in my area.
Yeah. He must be. So, maybe he's the guy that was sneaking out getting the stuff before you got it.
No, he's too damn busy to do that. At least, if what he's telling me is still the case, yeah, he's too damn busy to do that.
Yeah, he could be playing a little trick on you. Hey, there's Keith again over on Facebook side. So thank you, Keith, as always, for your support. There we go. Go back out of that. Yeah, because people on YouTube can't see the Facebook comments, so I try and highlight them ones for them, so that they can see who's over on Facebook side and who's talking.
Yeah, in fact, Buck was, he's funny. He was telling me that based on his experiences in Florida, they need to change the state road sign or logo to road construction in progress. Because it's just every road around here, they're doing something.
Yeah, there's always work somewhere. It's a bit like here in Ireland. They'll this week there'll be one crowd digging up the road, and then they'll resurface it, and then next week a different crowd will come and dig up the road to do something else. And you're here like, why could you not coordinate this together? You know, while the road was done the first time, why didn't you all do whatever you had to do on the road?
Yeah.
You know, one crowd will come and lay down maybe water mains pipe, and then they'll resurface it, and then about 2 months later, the electrical crowd might come and dig it up to put down new electrical cable. And here, could you not put everything down at the same time?
Well, no, because first, just to make it worse, they're going to put down the new road. Then they're going to come tear up the sections of the new road to put down cable so they can come back and put down new road. I mean, come on. How do you think we're going to keep all these construction workers employed, man?
Yeah, but if they made a law that if that every company has to talk to each other if they're doing a road, so whoever's doing digging, putting down new water mains pipe or something, they have to contact the electrical, the broadband companies, the whatever other utilities need to be contacted and say, look, guys, we're digging up the road this week. You're going to do you want to put anything down while we dug up, and we split the costs. It'll bring down the cost for the consumer as well. It'll bring down the cost for the companies because they wouldn't have to be employing as many guys on the same job. But no, it's like no joint up thinking at all. It's just like dig it up this week, guys, and we'll come back and dig it up next week.
I would take a little different position on that. I would suggest that the people at the county or the city level that own the roads, I would say that it should be their responsibility to.
Oh yeah, well that's what I mean. That it should be them or whoever is in charge. So obviously, no one can come along and dig up a road without the county giving the go ahead to do it. So as soon as they apply, we'd say the electrical company applied to put down electrical cable. Then it should be up to the county manager or whoever's in charge of giving the okay on that job to contact every other utility company and say, guys, next week we have such a crowd coming in digging up the road. If you want to put anything down, you can put it down. And if you don't put it down, you're going to have to wait 4 years before you're allowed to go put it down or something like that. So it'll put the pressure on them to have to do it.
Yeah, well.
But it's hard to know. However, the utilities find loopholes by saying it's an emergency. Yeah, true enough, Mate. They'll come back and say, oh, it's an emergency. We have to dig it up.
We also have the very interesting situation here in Florida where we get these sinkholes that show up.
Oh yeah, I've seen a few of them on the news one time. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean these things can literally appear overnight.
Yeah, and swallow houses and everything. Some of them are that big.
Oh yeah. Some of them can be huge, right?
Yeah.
So they can leave. You can get pockmarks in the roads for no reason whatsoever. Driving one day and it's beautiful, come back the next day and there's a 3-foot diameter hole for no particular reason.
Mm.
And I guess it's stuff like that that keeps Buck very busy.
Yeah, stuff like that that keeps him busy on his construction side of things, and then he has to try and get his scrapping in as well.
Yep.
So he's a busy guy. Yeah, there's not too many, we'd say, guys that are just doing scrapping only. Like we'd say there's Ro, who else would it be? Scrapping Pat Man, I suppose, and who else would it be? Just relying on scrap only as an income, where there's like me, scrap is just a secondary source of a bit of income every so often or whatever. I still do my 9 to 5, 8 to 6 job, but and the same with Buck there, and the same with Cruiser Mac, and the same with Matthews, Raphael Scrapper. So it's not too many that is actually, you could say, are genuine scrappers who do it from all week, you know.
Yeah.
So it just goes to prove how hard it is to make a living in scrap. Because if it was that easy to make a living out of scrapping, everyone would be doing it. I'd be doing it. I'd be saying, why would I get to go to work for someone else if I can make it out of scrap? But I can't in Ireland anyhow. So
Well, you know, it's one of the interesting dichotomies that we deal with. If something is easy to do, you're probably not going to make a lot of money at it.
yeah. Typically possible to get in on someone else's road closure. Yeah, true enough, Booze Mate. I'm just trying to be in my utopia mind where everything is nice and everything works perfectly. That's what I was hoping. But again, my mind, no one wants to go in there.
If Scrapping Irish was Prime Minister of the day, is that what you call a Prime Minister? Is that what it is?
No, they're called the Taoiseach.
The what?
I knew that'd get you coming forward. It's Taoiseach.
Taoiseach?
Taoiseach. It's Irish.
Taoiseach.
Taoiseach. The Taoiseach. Prime
Sounds too
Minister
much like-
is UK. In England, they call their leader the Prime Minister. Here in Ireland, we call them the Taoiseach.
Taoiseach. Okay.
Yeah. It's Irish for probably Prime Minister. Yeah.
But the concern would be that if you've had too many drinks at the pub, you might confuse the Taoiseach for the T-shirt.
Yeah, well, I seen some American guy one time was on the news and they were saying like I think it was to St. Patrick's Day and someone goes, yeah, the Taoiseach is over from Ireland and he goes, the teacup? Who's the teacup? You know, something like that. Teacup? What's the teacup? The man goes, no, the Taoiseach. Oh, I thought you said teacup. Yeah, so yeah, it's a bit hard to say if you're non-Irish.
Yeah, or the tea shop. Yeah.
Or the tea shop. Yeah, it could be the tea shop. Who's it? Everyone wants to move. Well, now what's Buck saying on Facebook side? Everyone wants to move to Florida, so popping up everywhere, and the roads support the influx of traffic. Okay. Yeah, Florida is a big area for people going to live. Mainly it gets the reputation of being a retirement area. That people retire down to Florida and stuff. Is that true? Is it that sort of state that would say people from New York and Chicago and places like that, as they get older, decide they want to retire down to that state?
Well, I think it used to be mostly retirees coming down here, but anymore these days, it's across the board. It's just insane the amount of people that are moving into the area. And the construction is everywhere. There's housing developments, condos, everywhere you look, they're clearing land to put up some sort of housing area.
Yeah, snowbirds is what Buck is calling you. The snowbirds. Lots of old folks in Florida. Oh yeah. I was going to say, I hope you're not putting shark in that category.
Well, and it's funny because one of the less, shall we say, salutary references to all the snowbirds and old people coming down here are called blueheads.
Oh, because they died here.
The Selsun blue, for your gray, for your luxurious gray.
Yeah. Hey, Miss Canadian Scrapper, good to see you.
Hey, Evie, how you doing?
I see Evie's busy as always up there. She never stops. That's another lady who's just scrapping, isn't it? She just scraps all the time. That's all she does.
All the time, yeah.
Yeah, she's a full-time scrapper as well. So that's another one I'd forgot. That's a full-time scrapper. So that's you, Ro, Miss Canadian Scrapper, Scrapping Pallet Man,
Chris from
Board Spin, of course. Who else is there? There's
Chris from Board Sort.
Yeah. Well, he's not really a scrapper. He buys and sells scrap. He's a scrapyard more than a scrapper. I'd put him down as that.
Hello, Miss Northwest Florida Scrapper in Texas.
Hey, there's another Miss Northwest Florida Scrapper in Texas.
But she's going to have to change that to now Mrs. Northwest Florida Scrapper, who used to be in Texas but is back in Florida. That's going to be a long name.
Or the scrapper formerly known as Miss Northwest Florida Scrapper.
So, speaking of Miss Canadian Scrapper, we have a lot of Canadians down here too. They're part of the snowbird population. So before the C word, the CO word, because you gotta be careful. There's two C words and neither one is fun, right?
Yeah.
But so before this latest thing, we used to get a lot of Canadian snowbirds down here. To the point where there would be some vacation communities that were all Canadians.
Okay.
I wonder if that is picking back up again now.
Yeah, well, as things get back to a bit of normality on that front of things, I suppose you'll see more people again deciding after they come out, you know what, I don't want to live in this state anymore or whatever, I want to live in a different state, warmer or something different, and they might decide Florida might be a destination or somewhere else. Suppose if I won the lottery, what part of America would I want to move to?
Hawaii.
No. I'm not a beach kind of guy.
No.
I prefer architecture and stuff like that, and go and see things, and like that's why I like Italy so much, because I like to go and go and see different architecture of stuff and that. I like that sort of thing. I wouldn't be one for sitting on a beach all day. So I don't know. See, the problem with America being such a young country, really, there isn't much architecture as such there's nothing going back thousands of years in America.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're into that, your best thing to do is live somewhere up in the Northeast, because that's the oldest inhabited part.
Yeah, where the Pilgrims arrived in.
But I mean,
I don't like the cold, so I can't live up around Boston.
I was laughing with one of my back when I was working in the defense industry. I was joking around with one of my UK compadres, and I was saying, well, it's not like we didn't have people living here thousands of years ago. It's just that they were very environmentally conscious, and they built all of their homes out of recyclable materials.
Yeah.
So all of their dwellings have since gone back to the earth, where you people over in Europe, you built yours out of rock and stone. And
well, in parts of the UK, there's still roads that were built by the Romans, you can still travel on parts of roads in the UK which are still built back in the Roman. You can walk on them, were built back by the Romans. And you think about it nowadays, they build a road and they have to resurface it in a year's time. And the Romans built roads thousands of years that people can still use. So who had the right idea? The Romans, and there's buildings belong to the Romans that are still standing to these days all over the world, that they've even out in Egypt and in England, and of course Italy and other parts of Europe. You'll find Roman buildings that were built back in the Roman Empire.
Yeah, I loved going to Europe back when I was in business, or even just for vacations. My wife and I used to love to go to Europe. And she got to live in the United Kingdom for a while when she was a youngster. Her dad was stationed at what was then a U.S. Air Force base just outside of London called West Ruislip.
Okay.
It then became a naval base and is now, I think, has been returned to the UK. Okay. We love going to Europe. So much fun.
Yeah. Well, back in the old days, talking about recycling and that and sort of stuff, if the things weren't that plentiful, so they had to recycle everything. When something broke, it was recycled into some other use, a tool of some sort, or so if they had metal stuff, and once it was no longer able to be used for the purpose it was built for in the first place, they'd recycle it to be of a use of some other sort of tool. So they were the first recyclers essentially in the world. Everything was redone, repurposed, reused. Not like it is in our societies now here, where it's throwaway society. If something breaks down, it's thrown away, and it's up to us to either recycle it, scrap it out, and repurpose it that way. But as in people themselves, no one repurposes anything anymore. So what call's about to miss? Scrap is about to break down Roku TV. Okay, that'd be cool. I never got one of them to break down.
Poos was asking about if that's where the UFO incident took place, and I know what she's talking about. I just don't remember if that was the same area or not.
Okay.
Now I'm going to have to look it up when we get
You're going to have to research that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to have to research that and find out if that was where this UFO incident that I know nothing about took place.
I have frequently commented that Mrs. Shark is from a different planet, but that's an entirely different thing.
If you're not careful, you might go to meet your maker.
Yeah, but the problem is because she's a chef, no one will ever find my body.
Yeah. Well, you see, I could I'm dangerous too because I can dissolve people in acid. As long as I don't dissolve myself, I'll be okay. So nothing else strange over there. Anything? How's the scrapping business in general over there in Florida at the moment?
Oh, doing good. Keeping busy, working hard to line up new clients. That's one of my big efforts right now is trying to line up some new clients. Yeah, but yes, Copper King, I'm sure I will be.
Copper King Recycling, I have to comment on mine. I wasn't sure what he meant by it. It was, what was the comment? Oh, blah, 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 where's my phone? And now that he's there, I can ask him. And of course, I can't find my phone now. Oh, there it is. Let me see what the comment was. And I said I'd ask him if he came in. It was about inbox or something. YouTube. What did he ask me? Where do you get the inbox stuff? I'm looking for a new scrap. What do you mean inbox stuff? Do you mean the stuff that was boxed up that I had in the shed? Is it that it wasn't open? That was still in boxes. It wasn't open, or is it a brand of something I missed on some of them? Because if it's stuff that was in the packaging when I was doing the shed clean outs and that was from my e-waste pickup that I got from a company that they were all like e-waste returns. So they were a computer supply company. In the boxes, yeah, okay, I get you now. So yeah, they were all stuff, Copper King, that I picked up on that e-waste pickup. That was before Christmas, I think it was maybe November time. I got a phone call from a mate of mine. Well, a friend of mine said to me that he knew someone that had a lot of pallets of stuff they were looking for someone to take, and would I take them all? And I said, yeah, I would. And so like these ribbon wires and all that stuff came out of that pickup. So that was stuff that they used to, it was a wholesale company for computer stuff, and they were returns, or they were stuff that was not sold and now isn't anything that would sell, because we would say it might have been modems or that for the old dial-up systems, and now what had all been broadband, they won't work on the broadband system, so they were going to have to pay someone to take them away from them. So I took it away for free so that I could get the e-waste from it. So that's where I got it from, Copper King, because here in Ireland a lot of them companies have to pay to get their stuff disposed of. So I think someone said they take it off them, but they were going to charge them $5,000 or something to dispose of it for him, all in pallets. So I said I'll take them off him for free, and he was happy to give them to me so that it saved him $5,000. I got the e-waste, so it was a win-win.
Wow, $5,000 for all of that, man.
Yeah, returns. Yeah, there was returns and stock that wouldn't sell anymore, because again, these cables, these IDE cables, have been replaced by the new SATA cables and stuff like that. And they had boxes and boxes of them, but the problem was they're all low-grade pins that are in there, which are very little gold on them, but there is a lot of them. So I'm saving them up, and I might do reverse electrolysis on them. Try and do it that way instead of putting them into the acid, because it'll take a good bit of acid to use them up. So and for the little bit of gold I get out of it, but I haven't decided what way I'm going to do it yet.
Isn't that the way with a lot of scrap? It's like it's not a lot of value, but boy, howdy, we get a lot of it.
Yeah. The low value stuff, we get a lot of it. Now there was some of these ribbons that I got in other things, and they were really lovely gold colored pins. And I was here, why weren't all these ones gold colored and the other ones the low grade, the little amount?
Yeah.
Saying, why did I have to get the large amount of low grade and a small amount of high grade?
Because the scrap gods hate you, scrapping.
Yeah, they hate me so much. Hey, Anfield Road, welcome in. Good to see
What's
you,
up,
sir.
Lee?
Yeah, I got it free, so that's anything you get free is good. You know, if you can get it free, you'll always make a bit of money on it. It's when you have to pay for it is when it becomes a bit of a risk that you have to work out. If you're buying e-waste or whatever, you have to try and know exactly what you're buying and what quality. Because, like, again, if I was buying them and I didn't know whether they're high grade or low grade pins in the first place, I could be fooled into paying for high grade pins and end up with low grade pins, and that's then you're lost. So you have to know what you're buying if you're buying e-waste. And I have a video coming up on that soon, I think, about buying e-waste and stuff like that. And will I make money or will I lose money on it? So you'll have to wait and check that one out, guys.
So I need to really try to get as much done this week as I can, because Friday I have to call into the Federal Circuit Court to check in for jury duty.
Yeah.
And if I get picked, and I'm anticipating the worst, and that they're going to pull me in. So that'll mean 3 weeks of my life that I'll never get back.
Just go in and go guilty and walk out again. You know, just walk in and say, oh yeah, guilty. You know, bro, welcome in. Good. I had to pass on took a lot of scrap this weekend because it was too far from me. Oh, I hate passing up on anything.
Yeah, that's hard.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's tough. Like they're like, oh, even if my shed was filled, would I pass up on stuff? Oh, I don't know. It's just the I don't think it's about the e-waste. It's the not knowing what could have been in there. Was there something really cool that you would have loved to have got? You know, that it's more that I like about the scrapping side of things, finding stuff and getting stuff. It's more that not knowing what you're going to get and then going through it and going, oh yeah, that's interesting.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where half the fun is, you know.
Well, and then so you know, although I have to try to justify everything in some sort of profit perspective because this is my business.
Yeah.
I do have that option to say, well, that was an investment to have material for my videos.
Yeah. There's that side of it too. Like sometimes you might get something and you go, you look at it and you think, oh well, that you know, I can do a video on that at least. If I end up with nothing out of it, I got a video out of it. You know, so
of course,
that's the main thing out of it.
Of course, if I spend $100 to get material for a video that's going to make me $7, that kind of doesn't work either.
$7? My God, if I'm lucky, if I make 7 cents, $7. If I was making $7 on a video, I'd be over the moon.
But I can't help myself. Sometimes I will see something, and I will say, "Oh man, I have got to make a video out of that. That is going to be so much fun."
Yeah. Well, as everyone knows, it's e-waste I always do, but this time with this e-waste pickup, most of it has been the money is in the copper wire and the money's in the heat sinks and stuff like that, and there was other bits and pieces. So I got a nice bit of e-waste out of it, but the bulk of the money that I'll make out of this will be on the copper wire, the insulated copper wire, stuff like that, because there was an awful lot of cords on stuff, and there was actually bagfuls of cords, computer cord, you know, them we call them kittle leads over here because the same needle fit in the back of a kittle. There was a bin full of them, stuff like that. So that was handy cords. We just cut the cut the ends off it and just shove it in a bin, and that was it. So there's I have a lot of that, and there's a lot of what you call the chargers for laptops, the actual, you know what you got there lately and you made money on, the power packs, or the what you call them, shark scrapper.
The AC adapters.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of them as well. So there'll be a bit. No, again, I didn't try reselling them because I don't have the time to resell them. So it's just scrap value I'm putting them in for. So I have a lot of them as well. I think I have two bin loads of them. So stuff like that, I'll make a bit of money on. My Vicarious Life, welcome in. I've been scrapping out. What you be doing, Daniel? I've been scrapping out gas cookers today. You know, the aluminium pipes that supply the gas to the burners. Is that extruded? I don't know, because I never scrapped out gas cookers. Do you ever scrap out gas cookers, Shark Scrapper?
Well, the key there is the last part of his statement. It has no seams on it.
Yeah.
So it has to be extruded if there's no seam.
Okay, there you go. There's your answer. And again, here in Ireland, it doesn't matter if it's extruded, sheet, rolled, they're all the same price I get for the aluminium. So now that I'm off this week, what I might do is I'm going to go to one of my scrap yards that's about an hour away from me, and I'm going to bring samples of different stuff with me, and I'm going to ask them just what way do they grade them. Now, they probably won't let me do a video on it, because over here in Ireland, they don't like you videoing in scrap yards for some reason. So it was just for my own information, and just to see, will they give me, if I have it all, if I go to them and say, look, if I sort these into whatever piles for you, will you give me a better price on it? Because then again, if they say, no, we're going to give you the same price on the extruded, same price on that, then I'm just going to chuck it all in one bin. But if they give me a better price for separating it, I'll separate it before I go. So stuff like that, you know. So I'm going to pay them a visit first and just have a chat with them and just see, because again, I want to see if I can make a contact in there to try and maybe get some of their e-waste that they get picked up. Because I asked another guy to ask for me who went in there from work. One of the guys from work that I work with, he was down to scrapping. I said, when you're in there, just ask them, do they ever sell the e-waste out of the place? And they said, they came back to me and said, no. They said they tried it before with certain guys, but it was just pure hassle for them. So I might have a chat myself when I go down and see if I can convince them to maybe sell me some e-waste or swap my scrap for e-waste, something like that. Instead of giving me money, if I go down with all my barrels of wire and stuff and say, look, if that's worth that value, you've taken that in at shred value, so give me that back in e-waste instead of money, and see what they say.
You know, one of the big things that happens over here is somebody will will work a deal to buy material from a scrapyard, and then it goes fine for a few months, and then they stop picking it up. And after a while, the yard, is like, well, why are we holding this for you if you're not going to be picking it up? I mean,
that's the one thing I'd have to show them and convince myself as well, that if I do a deal, that I'm able to pick it up in a timely fashion, and when I pick it up, process it in a timely fashion and make room, because again, as everyone's seen from my shed videos, I don't have much room. So it's not like I can sit on stuff for a couple of months and go, oh yeah, I'll go down next month and get another load, and I'll go down next month and get another load, and next thing, all of a sudden, I'm nowhere to move, and my neighbors are giving out, because when they look over into my yard, all they see is a scrap yard.
And that's when it starts to become a job.
Yeah, exactly. But what I might do to them is say, look, don't keep it for me, but every time I come down, if there's some there, instead of giving me money, we'll do a swap on the scrap I have for it, something like that. And that way, then they don't have to keep it for me. Just when I come down, if there's some there, I'll take it. If there's none there, I'll take the money instead. Something like that. So they're not actually keeping it for me, but when I go in, if there's some there, I can do if they agree to do a swap for my whatever scrap I have, instead of giving me money, just give me e-waste to the value of it.
Yeah. So I've been thinking through this. If they call me to come in to get interviewed for the jury duty, should I come in dressed in a business suit, looking all super conservative and everything, or should I come in bummed out, ratty clothes? Maybe come in one of my ugly Hawaiian shirts with shorts and flip-flops. You know, I mean, you just can't tell which way the lawyers are going to go when they're looking for people for the juries.
Yeah, you don't know what way they're going to do. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm just picking up on something. Sorry, I was just looking at something there because people get confused. Over in America, you put it's just the dates and the months. Here in Ireland, England, we always put our date first, then our month, then our year. So people are wondering why I had like 10/04 22 or whatever. Because in America, you put the month first, then the day, and then the year, isn't it? So you put your month. So you go 04/10/22 for today's date. Where here in Ireland, we go 10/04/22.
Well, and so this is what I'll usually do here. I'm going to put it in the comment. Like if I was going to put today's date, I would go. So that way there's no confusion on what date I'm talking about.
Yeah, so I'm still waiting for your date to show up. It's not showing up on my side yet. Did you put that date in?
I did, yeah.
Well, it's not showing up on the watch call side, on the StreamYard side. So it must be already showing up on the YouTube side. That's weird for me because maybe it's because you're up on StreamYards. It doesn't show up on StreamYards when you put something in. Oh, there it is. It appeared up now. It's very slow. So yeah, the 10th of April 22 is what you. But if you're putting in, don't a lot of people would say in America now, I notice if you were doing today's date, you do 04/10/022 or 2022.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
where here in Ireland we always go 10 the date, whatever date it is of the month, then we'll do the month, like what you've done there, and then we'll do the year. But a lot of people do it the other way around. They'll do it the month, the day, and then the year.
And then of course there's the way that I was taught when I was in English class, which would be of course, now it's going to take 5 minutes before you can see it.
Yeah. Granny and the Bear Scrapper, welcome in. Yeah, I don't know why it's taking so long for your comments
to show up Bear Scrapper.
On the thing. There it is. It's appeared up. April 10. Yeah, that's it. That's what I mean. So you put the month first, then the day, and then the year. You know, so like what Copper King put up as well. 04/10. I think where we do it the opposite way. We go 10/04/2022. So it confuses people when they see it up, but sometimes American people, what I've put up. What time is he on it? What day is he on it? You know, he's put a stream up for the October the 4th, 2022.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, he's getting up that in plenty of time. But yeah, so I don't know how to what I say the e-way side with the scrapyard. If they to try and convince them, I don't know what's the best way to convince them, but I'll give it a go anyway and see will they do it. Over here, they don't like doing anything out of the normal. You know, they'll always be wary of doing it. They'll be afraid. Some as well. I can understand with data protection and stuff like that. They'd be afraid maybe to give me computers. So I might just say, "I'm looking at." I'll take the computers with the hard drives out of them. You don't have to leave the hard drives in them. I'll take the hard drives out here before I leave the premises if you want. You know, something like that. If that would work for them. But you know, we'll see what they'll do.
Yeah.
I'm not holding my breath on it, but it's worth a chance. You know, if you don't ask, you don't get.
Oh, I know. I'll wear a business suit, but instead of a tie, I'll put a hangman's noose around me.
Yeah, I think that might stop you getting jury duty. Jury selection caused me to appear before a judge in 4 points.
My vicarious life, that's not a good thing. They don't mess around with that kind of stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
They take it very seriously.
Yeah, jury duty over in America is very serious. Here in Ireland, we'll do whatever we can to get out of it. Usually if they ask you questions like, are you a racist? Even though I wouldn't be a racist, the chances are I know then it's someone of an ethnic background. So if I say, oh yeah, I'm a racist, I know they're not going to pick me for jury duty. but I don't want to say I'm a racist either to get out of it. So, that's one that I shouldn't have actually used that one as an example. Sorry about that, guys. That was a bad example.
I mean, I've got the little piece of paper right here. I've had it kind of not really taped, but propped up against my computer screen so that I don't miss the day that I'm supposed to call in and find out what's going on. And
I think if you say, are you in a sane mind to be on the jury duty? If you go, let me just ask my friend, and turn around to someone that's not standing there and go, are we okay to do jury duty? And I think that might get you out of it.
Well, but here's the thing. I'm sure that between the judge and the lawyers, they've seen every possible connivance to get out of jury duty, right? And so I have to believe that they just don't, that they can see through a lot of stuff.
Yeah, well, I think I do that for fun. If they go, are you in the same mind to appear on the jury duty? I think I turn around and where there's no one standing, I just go, are we okay to do jury duty? What do you think? Yeah, are we? Yeah, okay. Will we say yes to him? Okay, we'll do it. Yeah, me and my friend will do it.
But then what you got to do is say, yeah, me and my friend will do. What? Well, of course we're not going to let him hang anyone. Well, wait a minute. Are we going to have to hang anyone?
Yeah.
No. But stop smoking dope in here, man. Don't you know you're going to get? I mean, just have so much fun with it.
Yeah. I think in the end that they go, that juror is discharged.
Yeah, of course, the problem is the bailiff may be waiting for you as you come out the door.
There might be bucks in white jackets. Come with us, sir. We'd like to have a chat.
Yeah.
So how long have you been seeing these people?
Sir, could you and your friend step over here, please?
Yeah. Drink a beer the night before. Yeah. I suppose if you want him to smell alcohol off you as well, they probably wouldn't put you on a jury. Then again, some people, as I say, it's a civic duty, I suppose, and stuff like that. So that's the other side of it. Doing your civic duty, but it's the thoughts of being stuck for 3 weeks and not being able to do what you like doing for 3 weeks. Kind of. But again, we were stuck for months when the restrictions were on, and we just had to get on with it. So, Ian Matthews, welcome in. Is this Crime Watch? We're discussing ways to get Shark Scrapper out of jury duty.
Hey, Ian, how's it going, man? So, I mean, in all seriousness, in a democratic society where the law is one of our most important things, it's a very important responsibility. I do take it very seriously. Mm-hmm. All joking aside, it's something that needs to be done. Otherwise, the whole fabric of our society falls apart. So, yeah.
Over here, we don't have that many jury cases. It has to be really, really serious crime. And because our population is a lot smaller than America, only with a population of 4 million people here, there's not many, thank God, there's not that many serious crimes come up in the area I live in. So there's not many juries ever needed for the west of Ireland. Up in Dublin and places like that, there would be more jury cases. But again, I'd say in a year, there might be 10 jury cases the whole year in Ireland. So the chances of being called are pretty slim.
Yeah, and this is the federal court. So, it's going to be I suspect kind of a different kind of, cases or things that we would be on a jury for. I don't know. I have no idea. I've never done this before.
I was just thinking, could they not just have a professional jury done? Could you not have like a couple of professional jurors who studied law and studied everything, and maybe people of a background like psychiatrists and doctors and stuff like that, as professional jurors all the time that would be called on instead of calling on regular people off the street?
Well, so in America, we are allowed a jury of our peers.
Yeah.
And so I can see the argument that would say that professional jurors would not therefore be a jury of your peers. Your peers being Joe Blow citizen, from the country.
Yeah, but I think if I was innocent, I'd prefer to have someone that wasn't a Joe Blow off the street who may be of a low, not saying, don't take this saying that I'm saying you're low education or something, because you're not, but there might, some people get jury duty and they may be of a lower education and may not understand everything that's been said in the courts for a start. And they just put down whatever, or again, they just don't want to be there in the first place. Oh, I don't want to be here in this jury duty, blah, blah, blah. Where if you have a professional juror, he wants to be there. His interest is in law and whatever. And he wants to prove if someone's innocent or if they're guilty. And he does it for because it's his job. And again, if I was innocent, I prefer to have maybe someone who is more clued into laws and will go, well, look at the evidence that they're showing doesn't point to him being guilty. Where Buck and Joe Soap will go, oh yeah, I don't like the look of that Buck there now in his own head. I don't like, he looks dodgy. So I'm going to put him down,
And that is, what you've just said is one of the reasons why they have a process where the lawyers for both the defense and the government are part of the jury selection, so that the lawyer representing you as a defendant has the opportunity to make sure that the jury is made of representative,
Good evening, gentlemen.
Of your peers.
Okay.
So, what's up, Parky?
Story over the media
good.
coverage. There's no such thing. Yeah, I suppose that's true enough. With the amount of media and social media where people can put stuff up, and it's very hard not to
Hi, Ian.
not to be influenced by something you might read online. To make yourself completely impartial, because
Certainly.
you might read something online and go, "Oh yeah, that has to be true," because I've seen that online. So
Certainly
yeah,
in
that side of it as well. Hey,
certainly in the larger
Partners,
cases.
welcome in, and we've another guy in the basement. Welcome in,
Hey,
Raphael.
Raphael.
Good to see you, sir.
Dobrowiczo, Rafał.
Cheers, ladies and gents. Great to see you guys.
One question for you, Raphael.
What did you say?
I have a question for you.
Yeah, go on.
Were you playing Fortnite today, or were you scrapping?
No, I haven't played any Fortnite today.
Oh, Fortnite.
And have you been scrapping out stuff today?
Yeah, some of it.
Okay, that's okay.
Okay, then. Good. I passed. Passed the test.
If you hadn't, you were going right back down to the basement, man.
Yeah, you passed the test. Because I was going to say, if you hadn't scrapped anything out today, oh, you're a bold boy. you have to do on a Sunday. You have to scrap something out. It's part of our religion as scrappers. We have to scrap something for the scrap goddesses.
I clean up all the spools from those relays from last night.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
they're
There
ready
you
to
go.
go. Actually,
And did you get the silver contacts out of them?
of course. I
Well,
plan
yeah,
to, do them.
you were putting them in the thing last night. You had them in the tub, the contacts, hadn't you?
No, yeah, I still have them in this tiny little tubs.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I got the bigger tops with the same type. But anyway, I about to unwind those spools at some point. But later on, I think, hey, hold on, leave that for Irish stream.
Hey, Ro was saying hard luck to B. Matthews on getting all that Chinesium in his motors.
Yeah.
Cheers, Ian. Hello, the bro. Hello, the ro.
I had to start a new channel.
Oh, that's a bummer.
You erased your email address. Oh, can you not get your email address back after you erased it? Unless someone else got it straight away, then whatever you had it as. Yeah, I have the same email address that I got whenever Gmail came out first. I still have it. It's the same email address I've used. At this moment in time, the only problem with that is I don't look at my emails all the time because, to be honest, I've one now. I have another email address I use for the YouTube side of things, and then I have that one separate. I was in the Gmail one the other day, and I have 5,000 emails on right.
Holy crap!
Oh, I've got 3 email addresses. My personal address, I lost a password for it, so I couldn't access it. So I had to get another one. Then I managed to retrieve it. So I've got 2 with BT Internet.
Oh yeah, BT,
So I've got
yeah.
2 BT Internet email addresses. and then I got a Outlook one for
No,
for
I just like
YouTube.
I like Gmail. I always use Gmail. I like Gmail. I never really got an Outlook one. I used to have one. Remember when Ocean? There was the Ocean was an internet provider or something. They used to have it was whatever your name was. It had Ocean.com or whatever. But then they went. Some other company bought Ocean out, and then they ceased doing the email addresses. So everyone lost their email addresses.
It's like a cable company. It changed names several times until it became Virgin Media.
Yeah.
I think it started out as a Telewest and NT Hell,
Yeah, I do
Then-
have special emails
then Virgin Media.
for the scrap channel and all that stuff. That's make the life easier.
Oh, Matthew shed blood today, so
I think
he's done.
that means he's
done
paid his
honour
dues
to
for
the
the day.
Ian, less red beets. Eat less red beets then.
He's done his bit for the goddesses today. He shed blood.
Oh, hey, look what I found.
Oh, M&M's. Oh, I don't even have anything with me today.
Don't let Kevin see them.
I don't have any M&M's, or I don't have any Pringles, or I don't have anything up with me tonight.
Oh, I still got some nuts left.
NTL. Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, I've got
NTL.
the Aldi version of Pringles.
Yeah, the
Snack right.
they don't taste as nice
With
as
a column.
Pringles. No, they don't.
But
All I care about is the price.
No, will you stop? You have to care about the taste of it as well. There's no point buying something
Well, then-
if it's cheap if it doesn't taste nice.
No, if they tasted like shit, I wouldn't eat them. I say the shite. But no, they're more than palatable.
No, yeah, they're edible, but they're not the same as a Pringle.
They are not just edible, and then
Look,
they
if I
are
put
quite
them in a bowl-
palatable.
If I put them in a bowl with Pringles, you'd know the difference between each of them.
Well, I
You're
wouldn't. You know, I wouldn't argue with that. You know, I'm not saying do the Pepsi challenge,
Yeah. There's certain things that you can taste and you go, oh, that's the cheaper version.
but they're crisps. They do taste
Yeah.
like Walkers. These do taste like Walkers,
Do they? Yeah.
especially the cheese and onion.
Okay. I never tried them, so I might try them crisps and see what they're like.
Yeah, got.
Scrapping.
I think they have an Aldi's in the Republic of Ireland.
I'm scrapping cans here, Shark. 10 cent
There's one thing I
cash
don't
money.
skimp on, and that's the tea.
now, of course, Irish, I'm going to have to save up for at least the rest of the year in order to afford.
There's only
you
one
know,
tea
to
for me
send
that does
send
it.
them to you. So
Yeah. Well, you see, again, if you're ever sending stuff,
Not a sponsor.
just remember, you don't have to pay duty in America if it's going out of America. It's only the country where it's going to has to pay the duty, not the country that's sending it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
tell you, Era, there was thought I was being a nice guy.
Or you got to send it as a gift.
Yeah, when he was sending it, and he goes,
Make precise as a
just to be
gift.
a nice guy, he goes to the guys he was sending. He said, "Can I pay the duty so that when it arrives in Ireland, the guy that gets it doesn't have to pay the duty?" And they said, "Oh, of course you can. How much will it be?" And they just picked some number out of their head, and they go, "That amount," and they go, "We've got another one." So then the stuff arrives to me, and I seen what he'd paid on postage in the first place, and then I didn't know he'd pay the duty, and we were talking one night, and I said, "Oh yeah," I said, "you shouldn't have gone to that." I said, "That was an awful expense to send them over." I said, "The price to send them was more than probably what the items cost." And he goes, "Oh," and I said, "And then sure I had to pay the duty when I arrived here." He goes, "Oh no, I paid the duty." I said, "No, I paid the duty." That's when he realised he paid duty for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the same deal. Remember last time I get the coaster from Solars, right?
Yeah.
And they asked me to pay extra for it, for the toll or something like that. They asked me to pay about 20 pounds. I said, no, I'm not going to pay it. But then, of course, that involved a few emails back and forth with them. And then I got to contact Solars. She need to write me down like a kind of, not explanation, but declaration that it's nothing like I bought or I pay for or something like that. Then I got to send it to them. So finally, after, I don't know, week time battle, they just give me the package.
Yeah. So she'd put it down as a gift, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, only because she sent it with this, she put her sticker on the package, you know, so it's looked like sent from kind of company.
Oh,
and they
right,
thought
yeah, they
that
thought-
I bought it. No, actually, wait, I got it here. So the package looked like, where it is, like so, with the stickers on. So it looked like come out from some kind of company and so on. And they thought I bought it or pay for it, and they tell me company cannot send the gift whenever you are. So, but yeah, after 1 week battle, yeah, we win.
Yeah, no, here in Ireland, if anything comes from America, it automatically has duty on it, unless it's something like just a postcard with writing on it or something. But any items, if there are items that are available for sale in a shop here, so like sweets or candies or something like that, if they're available to buy here already in a shop, they presume you're buying them from America and there's a duty on them straight away.
Yeah,
For
right.
some item that isn't available as a general for sale item, so if someone sent me I don't know, a bunch of stickers or any of that carry on inside, there wouldn't be an issue with that. But if it's an item that can be bought in a shop off the shelf, they automatically presume I bought it online from an American company, so they put a duty on it.
Oh yeah, you know they look after money everywhere. Come on.
Yeah.
And if you don't bother to fight with them, you just pay that off and get your pocket, right? And I bet plenty people does that.
I was going to fight with them. No, I wasn't going to fight with them. I wanted my M&Ms. He could have said, I need $200, and I probably would have paid it. I want the M&Ms. You know, hey Daniel, that's where I started my old trail. Oh, the ale trail. Yeah, do you remember the ale trail that Mr. Matthews? He deleted a lot of them videos, I noticed. And from that ale trail, they're no longer available to watching, Matthews.
Oh, he get rid of it or what?
He deleted the evidence. You know where whenever he went on doing his bits of lives from the phones or whatever, they all disappeared.
So no more evidence for sticker for Ralph then. We can blame me and he never sent it.
Yeah.
Hey, why? That was quite fun video to watch.
Yeah, it's fun to watch, but when you're drunk and you're saying stuff, and then the next day you're sober up and you watch it, you go, "Oh, I don't think I should have said that."
Yeah, that's why I never rewatch my live streams. Come on. Especially the last part.
As the evening goes on, it gets more dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. And whenever I re-upload it, that is only scrap part. This first hour, that's all.
Yeah, when that kind of video is up on YouTube, it's real hard to do the Family Guy thing and just deny it. You know, you said that.
Yeah.
I didn't say it. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Yes, you did.
It's
No, I
not
didn't.
available for public consumption.
Oh, I'm
You'll have
sure
to do
Ralph
another
will
one
be
of them
along
next
before
year,
too
Ian.
much longer.
You'll have to do another one of them ale trails again next year. He done well he outlasted a lot of the guys that went home. You know, he went to the late bar and everything afterwards. When he arrived back in his hometown or wherever, he went out for more drinks. He just didn't go straight home.
You know, I believe at that escapades, they supposed to be given like plastic tickets, laminated and everything with the name, address, and all that stuff, just in case when they fall down somewhere. If you see me, call the cab, and it's already paid. Just give them that plate.
Yeah. Just, the address is there, and it's just the price of the cab is set taped to them. What's the story, Lee?
Hey, Lee.
Not very much.
Hey, Brother Lee.
Hi, partners.
Why
No,
do
I
you call
couldn't
him
make
Brother
the
Lee?
live because I was been out all day.
Why do you
I
call
guess,
him Brother Lee?
I guess, mate. It was fine.
You shouldn't answer me. Partner asked, why do you call him Brother Lee?
Take your hat off, Lee.
Oh! Oh, I see. Merry Monk.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the
Got a
one.
monk's haircut.
He's got a monk's haircut.
Yeah.
He's got a monk's haircut.
All he needs is
Hey, Trigger Happy.
the robes, and the look is complete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely it.
Lee, did you pay for that?
No.
Okay,
I was
good.
going to say, whoever
There you
won,
go.
have to go back and sue them. Yeah, just like that one.
No, that's the way my hair grows. I have the ball patch in the middle.
Cheers, Ali.
Hey, at least yours grows.
Yeah, it grows round it though. It grows round it, so it's crazy.
Lurking in the background.
Oh, I was actually. I also got some good news. I was watching the Vice Prime Minister speech at my homeland, and actually, today is the 10th year anniversary of the accident of our last president, who get killed by a plane accident.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
And certainly they announce, they find out and got the information and everything, all the debates is done, and they clearly not call it accident anymore. They call that assassination.
Back in a minute.
Oh, he was assassinated. Oh.
Yep. So tomorrow at 11, supposed to come out official notes about that, and yeah, and who they blame and all that stuff. So that's finally gonna be resolved, I hope.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember. Was his family with him as well at the time?
Yeah,
or-
actually, today's his brother of the president is vice prime minister,
Okay.
and
I
finally
remember
after
hearing
10
about
years
that,
they just make it.
That plane crash that time with
Yeah.
the Polish.
Yeah, that
Prime
was
Minister.
actually they blame
President.
half of the opposition
Matthias?
to plan that.
I can't pronounce his surname.
No, Kaczynski, Lech Kaczynski. That was the
No, I'm about the
president.
current president, not the current
Yeah.
prime minister.
Prime Minister
those,
today is Morawiecki. And
Morawiecki.
Vice Prime Minister is brother of that. Lech Kaczynski is Jarek Kaczynski.
Hey, Johnny Five.
Hey, Johnny.
So,
But yeah, it's kind of good news. So tomorrow at 11 we see official version of that rapport.
okay, and that's 10 years ago now, is it?
Yes, 10 years.
So was Russia involved in that?
Oh, yes, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, they actually going to the Russian to celebrate like 80. No, I don't remember which exactly anniversary of cutting.
Did he die in
Strategy.
office?
Yeah, he was the leader. He was the leader of the. He was going over on official business to either Russia or he was coming back from Russia. I don't get which
No,
was.
they going in for celebrating like anniversary of how you call that cutting. Wait. Ludobójstwo. Genocide in Katyn in about the 40s or 50s. It's
Oh,
after,
the World
after
War
yeah.
War II stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they at that time they
liberation
killed
of the-
over 20,000 Polish peeps at the same spot.
Yeah. That was the World War II commemoration of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bronislaw Komorowski.
Komorowski comes after the, but this. Oh, holy crap! This guy was crazy. It was the all actually whole work laugh of him wherever he showed
Oh no,
up.
he's still alive.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Oh, it's I've got it.
You know, he went to the Japan for some visitation, and instead of
Kaczynski.
I tell you that before. You didn't
Yeah,
listen.
I wasn't
Pay
listening. I'm
attention,
looking
Marky.
on
Pay attention.
Wikipedia. I wasn't listening to you. So yes, I didn't. I wasn't with the program. Sorry.
Don't watch to the Wikipedia. Listen to me. I know better. Come on.
Yeah. A man from Poland should know more. Anyhow, what were you scrapping out today, Raphael Scrapper? What else did you scrap out? Don't tell me you just been all
Smolensk
day
disaster.
just doing them little bits of from the relays. Is that it?
No, I scrapped some of these relays. I finished up with this PC. It's gone by now. I scrapped a few other laptops and tried
Okay.
to work on another laptop.
Oh, scrapped a few laptops. You have about 1,000 laptops to scrap.
I have plenty laptops to scrap what cannot be fixed or they are too old to fix. Come on.
Yeah, you have a wall of laptops. That's what I mean. A few laptops isn't going to make a dent in that amount. You're going to at least have to scrap, I'd say, at least 20 laptops for the next 10, 20, 200, 10 days. At least if you scrap 20 laptops, it'll take you at least 10 days to get through them, I'd say.
I'm not
If you
gonna
do
scrap
20 days.
more than 5 laptops at the day. Come on, Irish. I still
Huh?
want to use my finger at the end of the day.
Now, Irish, you got to remember that Rafael is an artiste.
Hey,
He
Johnny.
is repairing electronics
Oh,
and
yeah.
only scrapping that which cannot be repaired. So come on
Yes,
now.
yes. He's not a scrapper. He's a repairer.
Yeah, kind of. You can call that. I can agree on that.
He repairs. He doesn't scrap. And like Ian Matthews is an artiste. He makes stuff. Ralph Scrapper is going down.
You know what
that
kind
road
of
as well.
artist he is? He's not an artist. He's a P artist. That's what he is. But I think what is it? I think he's gone down because he's now on to blended whiskies instead of single malts.
And,
So
Ralph
things are
Scrapper-
going down.
Talking
Ralph
about
Scrapper
whiskey,
Yeah, he's a hoarder, not a scrapper.
I went
Yeah, he is. He's a hoarder.
with Eva for shopping, and I grabbed one Talisker bottle, but at the shelf was standing empty box for the bottle. There was no bottle inside, so I went to the register with that, and it was of course before Easter time. There are people getting crazy, and there's like thousands of them in the shops. So I got to wait about 15 minutes in the line to cash out all that stuff. And they tell me I got to go to another little kiosk in this shop, and there was also a huge line. Holy crap! So I got to give up my Talisker bottle.
And have you no patience to wait?
No whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
I even scream at the guy at the cashier because actually Eva was paying and I was packing at the end of the line,
Yes.
And she asked, "Where do I get the bottle? Do you gonna bring it or call someone to bring it to you?" He said, "No, you got to go to the kiosk and just ask there." I said, "Holy fuck up, give it back! I'm not gonna wait another half hour in another line."
Oh, stop! You have no patience at all.
No.
Miss Northern Scrapper, was there anything Northwest Scrapper? Was there anything interesting in that TV you scrapped out? That's the question. Or was it just like every other TV boxes nowadays, low grade stuff?
First of all, I hate shopping. When I need to something, I just want to go into the shop, get what I want, and go out without any delay or not necessary talks.
You're a very unsociable person.
No, I'm not. But I also hate when I'm buying some electronics or whatever.
No, it just
they
steals
ask
it.
me
It's
like
quicker.
3,000 times. Do you
You have
want
to go
extra protection on it? Maybe you want to pay some extra and then you get something, or maybe you want to pay something for that and you want some extra for that, or screen protection, or holy crap! I come here to buy the phone. Give me the phone and shut up.
But they have to do that. That's their job. It's like when you go to a building site and the man goes, "I want that driveway done," or whatever. And you might say, "Well, do you want that done as well? It'd look nice if you do that as well with your driveway." They might be saying, "Oh, just shut up. I want the driveway done."
Exactly. I go
You
there
still
and
have
do the
to-
driveway.
you still have to ask them.
At some point, when it's necessary, I will do that.
Yeah, but they might be thinking in their head, "Oh, just shut up. I just want the driveway done."
Yeah, and then if they say so, of course, I will understand and just do the driveway. Whatever.
And then you're thinking, "Oh, that ignorant person. I was just trying to be helpful, and he's just not, instead of being nice to me, he just had to be rude."
No, I would not think like so.
So
I am very socialized. Come on. I'm a very socialized person, but I hate when someone wasting my time. That's really
I'm very much the same way, unless I'm going into a hardware store and I make the mistake of going down one of the tool aisles, because then it's like, oh, that's an interesting tool. Oh, look at that. That one. Oh, I wonder if I need one of those.
Well, I work in a area with a lot of tools and stuff, and that's just the people.
And that's why he's got all Milwaukee tools.
Joke if anyone's watching, by the way. Joke
You know,
or
at
not
some
a joke.
point I was quite close to switch from DeWalt to Milwaukee, but after counting, it turned out it's not gonna be worth to me for switch.
How could
by
you
now.
change from? How could you change from your main sponsor, DeWalt? My God.
You know, if they give me something, I may not change that ever because I do like those tools. But oh well, at some point Milwaukee is a little bit cheaper than DeWalt.
Hey, Raphael, I just noticed your squadron of DeWalt tools is not lined up at attention on the workbench there. What happened to them all?
No, I just divide them somewhere, and I need the space in here. That's why.
It's like that. It's like that game of Spot Wally. It's Spot the DeWalt instead.
Ha!
So
Where's DeWalt?
We have to see where he's put the DeWalts. Where is he? I can see 2 yellow items.
I got one
see.
here.
Oh, there's,
Oh, there's a
three.
third one. There's a third one.
I got one there.
Oh, another one
there's
down there.
4.
Yeah.
One there.
One over there. Yeah, I see that one.
And further away.
It's like a game of Where's Wally.
And of course, now you know what's going to happen. He's going to be working on something somewhere in the man cave, and he's going to be like, "Now, where did I put that damn drill?" I know there's going to be one around here somewhere.
How many drills do you own, Raphael, do you reckon?
I think minimum. You mean only the walls or all of them?
No, DeWalts.
I think I got 8.
8 DeWalts.
How many drills do you need?
I could use for a few more.
Sharkman, I was going to say.
You've
Scrapman.
got one for every type of thing
do
you can put in a drill. One for drill bits, one for screwdriver,
Uh,
a flathead and a
I know, but
crosshead.
also it's good to have that in the few benches. If you work like you got, for example, bench for depopulating, bench for scrapping out. It's good to have a few
Well,
machines.
it's great to have so much room in your shed. You can have a bench for this, a bench for that, a bench for this. I can't even see my bench at the moment.
Mine's
Because
got
you are
the
lazy
same
at
way.
cleaning up. That's why. Come on. You
I
got
can't.
such a tiny shed, instead of clean it up.
I can only see one workbench, the one that's in front of me that I'm working on. The others are just full of.
I joined the,
flipping
as I
building.
said, the Pathway Challenge without being part of the Pathway Challenge.
My workbench in front of me, that's clear, but my workbenches that way are just full of all the stuff I've been building.
Hey, Irish, I no wonder I cannot clean my shop so fast because it's so big, and with size of your shed, you're supposed to clean that in one day.
No, you see, you can hide all your stuff all over. It's so big. Because mine is so small, as soon as I get a load of stuff in, it's filled completely.
But I got pleasure of finding stuff twice at least, or sometimes even 3 times.
Just keep moving it around and go, a couple of months later, go, oh, look what I just found again. Hey, Scrapman50, tell me this. Have you dropped any gold lately? Anything interesting? Any more gold added to your collection?
Yeah, with Raphael, it may not be vintage electronics when he finds it, but by the time he finds it the 3rd or 4th time, it may be vintage electronics.
It's get vintage eventually.
It's turned into vintage. Yeah, he gets the latest laptop, puts in the pile. A couple of years later, oh look, I have a vintage laptop here.
Yeah, actually, I see that happen. Come on. That could be true. Hey, last time I asked Ian about this lead what he shoveled under his shed.
Oh yeah.
I said, holy crap, how you can remember you still got that thing out there? And then he answered to me, you never forget when you hide your treasure.
I'm terrible, right? At this moment in time, I'm trying to figure out where I put the charger for my Dremel. Because I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get the Dremel now and I'm going to use the Dremel for doing some boards. I wanted to take just some things off. I said, the Dremel will be perfect for that. Got the Dremel, out of charge. Where did I put the charger? I've been searching all day, cannot find the charger for it. So tomorrow is Operation Find the Dremel charger.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say go to the shop and buy the new charger.
If I don't find it by
Yeah.
3 o'clock tomorrow, it's go to the shop and buy a new
It doesn't
charger.
turn up until you bought the new
I
charger.
know, that's the worst of it.
So as soon as you buy the new charger, it turns up.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
the worst.
Yeah, it will do.
Well, that's
How
when
is
you
the
go buy
way?
another Dremel.
Yeah, just buy a new Dremel. Someone's
You know,
phoning
I,
them.
I got the corded Dremel. That's safe. A little bit hassle of finding the charger for it.
Yeah, I've got one of them as well. The Draper
Phone is
Draper's
ringing.
version.
Not me.
Not me.
No,
I hear vibration.
I hear that too.
I bet it's
I hear
me.
you, but it's not over here.
It's not.
It's not me. I have my phone there. Not me.
Not me. My phone's there, but it's not ringing.
Who's sitting on one vibrator?
Come on, Partnest, get off the vibrator.
Not me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's me. I didn't look.
Oh, you're
It
a
is
clown.
Told you so.
Oh, you're an absolute clown.
To the basement with him. Time him out.
That's the reason I want professional juries. We had put it on silent, stop it vibrating,
I just answered it.
or answer it or something.
3 guesses who was on
But-
phone.
Yeah, I'll be back in a minute.
I muted
You
him
can make it an
It'll
hour.
be
We don't care.
Jacqueline.
Now you were asking me about juries and why I wanted professional juries. There's the prime example. Whose phone is ringing? Oh, it's me. Oh my God. Gotta love it. Just noticed a little the other day. I work for a TV repair shop and I just processed a few LEDs from backlights from TVs. There is gold there, but not much. Okay, keep an eye out for that.
And then
Hey,
he
come
left
on.
his microphone on and the phone is still there.
Yeah, I'm going to mute him again. He's muted again. Oh. Hey, Ralph Morrick, good to see you.
I thought he gonna answer it or something. Really? He just
I'm
did.
telling you, it'll be Jackie.
It'll be Jackie. And why didn't he just answer it? Why did you have to run downstairs to her? All he do is put up. Oh, he's back. Are we back now? Phone call finished?
Cheers, Rob. Hello.
Go no, oh, what it?
Was it Jackie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just answer it instead of running all the way down the stairs? Oh, you're something else. You know that, Lee.
I know.
Hey, Lee, when you
Yeah.
were a child, how many times were you dropped on your head?
What's that,
Quite a few, I think.
Oh, you're Scrapman
When he was a
50 done the
baby, they had to feed him with a catapult.
Scrapman 50 done the same as you, Raphael Scrapper. He was processing some relays.
Well, I'm going to drop out anyway, Scruff and I. Jackie wants me to go and watch a film with her.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, we hear the.
Right, see you
phone.
later,
Hear
Lee.
the phone.
Go
Get
ahead.
off,
Enjoy
get
the
off,
deal.
get off.
I'll see ya.
Good luck.
Bye,
I
Lee.
got him off. Thanks, Lee, for being up. Go and enjoy your movie. He's
Oh,
still in the
thank
basement.
Ian.
He's still
Thank
there.
God,
Yeah.
He's gone
thank God
again.
Lee's
He's back
gone.
again.
I
He's gone
was
again.
waiting
He's
till
back
Lee
again.
had gone.
He's gone again. Good night. Fucking Lee.
Sir Matthews,
How are you
how
doing,
are you?
Mr. Matthews?
Oh, listen, I've been having a shower. I've been listening to you lot in the background. Listen, I've just had to come on and defend myself. I am not a P artist. I am an artiste. I am a scrap artiste.
Oh, come on, you know, we're just having a laugh. But you're definitely a hoarder.
Oh, yes.
Any man that has a bucket of fuses, 13 amp, 5 amp, 3 amp fuses is a hoarder. They're like, you could buy 10 of them for 50 cents.
All right.
And
Okay.
you won't even go to that. You'll just
No.
go up old ones.
I'm sorry. I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to burn my soul here, right? thought, how do I make this look good? So I got a bucket and I put something in it and filled it up till it was about that far off the top. Right?
Just to set another bucket on top of it so it will not wiggle.
No, and
Right.
then
No? Okay.
I poured the fuses I had on top, which are only about that deep, so it looked like I had a full bucket full.
Why is your nose getting bigger, Pinocchio?
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Yeah, okay, I have a lot of fuses. Well, I have a lot of everything.
You have a lot of everything, Mr. Matthews.
Oh, by the way, question for Ian.
No,
did you
actually,
already
Ian's
use
not a
the
liar.
use-
He's just economical with the truth.
Hey, Parkness,
Parky, come on.
he was asking Ian a question.
People
Slow
like.
down, listen to everyone talking.
Go on,
and
Raphael.
then come in.
Go on.
Have you already used the trolley what you get out of this welder? The bottom piece with the wheel.
Yeah, I have kind of used it. As in, I've put stuff on top of it.
Hmm? You know, I got idea for you, buddy. Just to make your patchway much smaller and still
Hiya,
useful.
darling.
Hello, D. You know what? You can set up this little trolley because it's very wide. You know, if you stand on it
Is it
and
good?
take like little block at the front of your bed and put the wire to it, then you pull it, and then you don't got to step over everything. You just
What a great idea, Raphael.
There you go.
What a great idea.
you're very welcome. You don't need to pay me for that. You can use it. Charge free, buddy.
You can thank him later.
Yeah. What do you think of my pathway challenge? Am I up there, Wuchi? Am I in the pathway
I'll be right
challenge?
back.
Am I on the same level as yourself and Solars yet?
Oh, definitely. And listen, I sent you a message anyway, Irish.
Where'd you send me a message?
Me, I sent you a message on Messenger.
I didn't get it.
Well, you've not looked.
I'm going to look now. So, Facebook. No, I have no message, Mr. Matthews. It hasn't arrived yet.
Right, okay. Must have a second-class stamp on it.
It must have a second-class stamp. I'll have to look and see will it come later. Nothing's arrived yet. I hear a bleep in the basement. I'd say without even looking. I can't see
Must
who it
be
is
Ralph.
because
Johnny
it's down at the bottom,
Five.
but I put money it's Ralph. Yes, it's Ralph.
There we go.
Hey,
Hello,
Ralph.
Hello, Euro.
Hey, Paul Sharp. One is over on the
Little more
Facebook
kick
side.
to it.
So
I
it's
was
still in
waiting
pub.
for the idiot to leave to come on, so yeah.
Oh, you mean Lee?
No.
Oh, I just come back. Sorry.
Paul Sharp is
Rhetorical
in the pub.
question,
So
Ian.
he's on Facebook in the pub. You must be, Paul. You must be very quiet in the pub where you're drinking when you're watching us clowns keep you occupied. Don't show anyone in the pub us because they go, "Who are these mad lunatics you to be watching?"
So anyway, Irish, you
Yes.
did a fantastic job of emptying those boxes.
Yes.
I think you started playing.
I did. I started as normal. I started finding stuff, and then I go, "Oh, yeah, let me have a look at this." And then I started doing stuff outside, and then I come back in the evening. I go, "Okay, this is worse than when I started."
I had the same problem this weekend. I just went down to the dumpster room to throw some stuff away. And I found all kinds of stuff that I brought in here, and it's now in my basement. And all the stuff that I cleaned up the whole weekend is now completely full again.
So you brought back more than what you took out?
Yeah, close to it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But I already scrapped out quite a lot of it. This is the last part of a stereo that I found. This was 4 pieces, and I think this is the most interesting part because this is the amplifier. You can see some heat sinks in there, and there's probably here is a rather large transformer. So hopefully that's copper. And,
What brand it is?
I think you'll probably
this is
find
Kenwood. This is Kenwood.
Not
so
too bad.
Yeah.
it
Good
was
mate.
like halfway through the 90s, I think. This it came with a
still.
CD changer, and there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 CDs in there. We got Gypsy Kings.
Oh, very nice.
Something called Days Superheroes.
Never heard of
I
them.
don't know.
Not Hazy
No.
Days, is it?
No, it's not Hazy Days. No.
I never heard of it.
Let's see.
No,
More
right.
Gypsy Kings. Eurobeat. I have no idea.
Oh, my phone just bleeped. My phone just bleeped. We might have a picture. Let me have a look. Let's see what he sent.
It might C90. It has a 6
Oh,
disc
Ian Matthews
CD
said
changer.
sent me something.
Had 4
Now,
discs in it.
in all fairness, it does say it was sent at 9:02 p.m. So he did not lie. He sent it about half an hour ago, and it has only arrived in there. Maybe when my phone is in sleep, it doesn't.
Oh, typical Irish network.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! Oh, mortal wounds.
Oh, mortal. I'm surprised I've still got a hand.
Let me make myself bigger for this one. Da-da-da-da.
Oh
What-
dear.
What the hell's that? Who's that?
That's Ian Matthews' hand
From when?
It's a hole in my hand.
from today. Whatever he was
Today?
doing.
Really? What happened?
Yes. He sent
How
that to me
am
at 9:02. So whatever
He's
he's
had
done
to pay.
himself.
He's had to pay his dues to the scrap gods.
Yes, true. What happened? I don't actually know. I was just walking around and then I looked at my hand and it was pumping blood out.
That's what my mom has as well. She's so clumsy that she has no idea what happens, and all of a sudden she's bleeding like a pig, and half her arm is all red. I don't know what happened. I probably bumped somewhere.
Ian, were you in your shed at the time, walking down the street, at the zoo around vicious animals?
I bet
mean,
Ian sit at his famous chair at the time, and certainly
He fell off.
I was in the shed, yes.
Ah, okay.
But I've been,
And did a pile of stuff fall on top of you or anything?
I have no idea. I've actually been gardening all day today. Well, gardening's a strange word. I've been putting some drainage in my garden.
that
Which means,
was
like-
some kind of crazy assassination by the slugs. So one
So I've
of the
been-
sneaky bastards sneak into your shed, and whenever you not see it, he jump on your hand and rip
He
off
bite
the
you. He bite you.
Something definitely bit me, I'm telling you.
Maybe it's one of them little scrap spiders you have in there that decided
Oh.
to take a lump out of you.
Most likely. Most likely.
Them scrap spiders.
And they have plenty enough time to live in Ian's shed, so they are not so tiny anymore. Come
Hey,
on.
you can't talk. You cannot talk.
Okay, okay then. Sorry then.
Every time I look at when you do the video of walking through, all I see is piles of laptops and desktops and stuff just piled there. And I'm thinking, do you remember when Snobby Scrappicker had the battery wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're doing the laptop wall.
I mean, you guys, you'll have to tell me, what is it like to have so much come in that you can't deal with it?
That's
Why do we
awesome.
have to tell you that? Hey, Ralph, you need to be very careful because I saw this morning that the World Health Organization has declared Ian Matthewsitis as a highly communicable disease of hoarding.
Oh yeah. It's a good thing I'm cleaning up then. Also, I am also no longer a scrapper. I am now
yeah.
a metal artist.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's the
I
first
only
symptom.
collect
Yeah,
metals for repurposing. art.
Another
First
one that was
symptom.
the scrapper formerly known as Scrap It Ralph.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look, welcome to the club, pal. Boosh.
It's all downhill from here on out.
There's a
Yeah,
question there
probably.
from Copper King asking Raphael, how much extruded aluminium do you have, do you reckon?
I have no idea in weight, but I got quite a bit. I just actually writing answer to it.
But prices, they're just way up, aren't they? They're shocking.
Yeah, well, again, this comes back to a video about you were on about there about hoarding and keeping stuff and whatever. And looking at what's his name down there in Australia that has to move out of his place, he's put his video out again.
Chris,
What's the name?
Chris, the ultimate recycler.
Yes, the ultimate recycler. He has to move now where he is, and he has to get rid of everything he's been hoarding there and keeping and stuff like that. Now, again, that's different for him because he's renting the property. But as we get older and we have stuff there, we're eventually going to die, and someone's going to have to deal with our crap that we have not got rid of.
Why do you think I'm cleaning up?
You don't plan on dying soon, do you?
Well,
Irish, as my missus said to me, if I die before it's cleared that shed, she's going to dig me up and kill me again.
But it's something you have to think about as you would if you keep doing this hobby
only die
that I do
once.
and stuff like that. Is do you want to leave all that stuff for someone else to have to deal with, or just get rid of it at a certain age and say that's it now? I'm collecting no more stuff. That's me finished with scrapping.
That I nearly said that tonight. That's it. I finished. I am not a scrapper anymore.
You know, because again, it's our hobby. It's what we like doing. And
Famous
to
last words.
us, when we look out there and we see all that scrap and all that e-waste, we don't see it as rubbish or crap or something else. We see it as something we love doing. But if we kick the bucket, someone else is going to come along and they're going to go, "Oh, I have to deal with all that shite that he left there."
Oh, you know, I mean, I was so pleased on Friday. I'd got rid of every piece of iron, every piece of aluminium, and then on the way back, I picked up a washing machine, and it's like, oh, where am I going to do?
I don't pick up washing machines. They take up too much space. I just take
Yeah.
out the pumps and the motor and leave the rest.
Well, I think if I had the space, I would be like Marty from Scrap Kingdom. I would be
I would
picking
probably be
everything I seen if I had space. Anything that was out there, washing machines, bits of cars, anything. I go, there's money in that, I'm taking that. And I'd end up like Marty with junk that I'd never get to see the end of.
Yeah,
that's
that's
going to happen, Marty. Marty's never going to get to the end of that.
You got to keep it moving.
Collecting more than he's getting rid of.
I think that's the problem with Marty. He's scared of letting other people take what's on the streets.
Yeah.
He's like,
No, he's
collect
greedy.
it. If your place is full, then process what you've got.
Yeah.
You know, and just ignore what's on the street. But no, Marty has to go out every single day and collect everything, so that nobody else can get it.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
What with my writing?
But then it's like shark above here. I mean, you know, steel's the meal for you these days. It's not, you don't process it really. You know, you pick it up, you weigh it in. I understand. You know, it's.
I don't think he heard you. I don't think Shark heard what you said.
You know, but I'm thinking to myself, you pick those white goods up, you've got to at least take the washing machine, the motors off them.
No, you don't.
You know,
It's like when you see him cutting the cords off the vacuum cleaners, and you're thinking, why? There's a motor there, and there's probably copper in that motor. Why are you leaving the vacuum? But again, it's because he just wants to get it processed, do whatever. So the copper wire is where the value is to him, and that's it. The rest
Yeah,
of it
I
is going
just
to be
take
too
the
much
wires
work
as
for what he's
well.
going to get out of it. It's going to slow
Vacuum
down.
cleaners
the rest
are
of the
annoying
day.
to take apart.
Yeah.
They're all different.
I agree with you on vacuum cleaners. You know, I usually take everyone apart, and now it's like I'm a bit like you guys. Just
But
cut
there's
the
basically
cord off.
nothing in them, just this tiny motor and tons of plastic.
Yeah, with my luck, it's all going to be Chinesium anyway.
Yeah, but if you're scrapping them, if you bring them into the scrapyard as motors, they don't care if they're Chinesium or not. They're giving you a price, and that's it. They're not going to go around scratching each one to see if they're Chinesium.
That
They're
is
just
true.
they're giving you a price for just scrap motors. That's it.
Yeah.
So that's it. I mean, you pick a washing machine up, Shark, turn it over, sledgehammer the motor out. What's it gonna
You
take
don't need
you?
a sledgehammer. You just use one of those rattle things. It's like 2 minutes or maybe
Yeah.
less, and then you take the motor out.
In
3 or
fact,
4 minutes, your motor's out. Right.
I know how easy it is for people to say 3 or 4 minutes and the motor's out. Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
It
And
does.
when the
It does,
scrapyard
it
is
does,
only
it
about
does.
when the scrapyard is only about, I think, 10, maybe 15 miles away from most of the neighborhoods that I'm working in, it doesn't make any sense for me to spend any time at all unless I've got nothing down at the shark cage waiting on me, in which case I'll take it down to the shark cage so I have something to work on.
Hello,
can
Mike.
imagine.
Welcome, sir.
Hey, where's Mike?
Oh, hello, Mike.
Hey, hello,
Mike.
Mike.
I'm
I
like,
love you, Mike.
But I don't think, Sharky,
Hey,
I
now I
don't think
was
that's
first.
happened so often. Then you got nothing waiting for you in the shark cage.
Hence the reason why most of the stuff just goes straight to the shred pile.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
hang on. No, I can't get it in my head. I've seen your videos where you'll take a laptop, you'll take a piece of e-waste, and you'll break it all down. And you're thinking, hang on, you've got a washing machine there, smack the motor off. That motor is, well, I'd get 350 quid a ton, so you're talking $500 a ton. And you can't just knock it off and put it to one side.
Don't, Ian, you can't confuse a video that I'm making to share the scrapping experience or the educational aspects
I
with
know.
what I do to make a living.
Like that's what we were about earlier, Ian, about sometimes you'll get something and you know the scrap value is not there in it, but it's the video content you do it for.
Well, I'm guilty of that most of the time.
You know, it's
Same with
like,
the
it's
drink.
like here
Come
now.
on.
I'm taking all
How
these
can
apart.
not see the
I know
difference
they're
between
worthless.
one vodka and second vodka? Come on.
Sorry, did somebody mention vodka?
There you go. Because Ian, I have taken washing machines and dryers apart. I've taken dishwashers apart. I've made videos of taking them all apart, you know, in the past. And sometimes I do it just because I feel like doing it, you know. But usually it's just I'm so close to the scrapyard, I might as well just get rid of them.
US Mike reckons it's a different reason.
I disagree. I have to disagree. You've got a machine there. You turn it upside down. It takes minutes to take the motor out. The motor is the main value in a washing machine anyway.
I believe main value in the washing machine is that concrete weight.
It is in the ones that are made by the company that I work for. Yeah.
I think it's is it Miele washing machines used to use an actual cast iron top on it instead of a concrete block.
Steel.
Now they might be got
Yeah.
concrete blocks now, but originally it was like cast iron, so that's why they were the best washing machine around.
They were the
because
heaviest
over
also.
time the block and a normal one gets loose and it cracks and it breaks or whatever, and then the washing machine starts bouncing around the kitchen. Where the Miele ones, because it's a cast iron, they don't break.
Yeah.
Okay. I hate washing machines. You know, I got to carry so many of that machines through the stairs. Holy crap!
Hey, try if you're ever in an electrical shop and they have a Miele washing machine there, and we say they have a Whirlpool or a Bosch or some other make, try and move the corner on the Miele one.
Oh,
you will
the
not
Miele.
stir it.
Oh
The
yeah,
weight
those
of them.
things. Oh my God.
Oh,
yeah.
my
Over here we have a saying about that. There's a commercial for Miele saying Miele there is no better, but we say Miele there is no heavier.
Yeah.
But again, scrap value of that compared to another one when you bring it in, because the weight of it alone is 3 times the weight of a normal washing machine.
Yeah.
And it takes up the same amount of space on a van to bring in. So if you had 10 Miele washing machines and you had 10 Whirlpool washing machines, your value is 3 times more in the Miele stuff.
Hey, Shark, have you ever stripped one of those water heaters for YouTube?
No, I haven't. I have seen some other folks that have done them.
That must be
and
messy work.
It's I mean, with I don't want to deal with the insulation that's going to be inside there. So no, I haven't.
And
done
what
that.
are your water heaters? Are they stainless steel, I presume?
What, the
Inside?
No.
inside? The tank
Yeah.
inside?
Yeah.
No,
Well, it's going to depend on the age of the
Well,
water.
no, over
heater.
here they're stainless steel. The new ones coming out are all stainless steel insides.
And a lot of the water heaters here in the U.S., they have a glass lining in the tank. So
Right.
you've also got that mess that you're going to have to contend
Oh,
with.
that's annoying. Yeah.
Okay.
The
so
type
that's
ones
getting
that
to Viva.
they're always collecting. They use
All
them
of you.
over here for solar systems and stuff like that, but they're stainless steel inside the insulation. So,
Yeah.
they're worth a bit more.
It's one of those things that in the back of my head, I keep toying around with. It's like, maybe we'll take this one back and break it down. Just
make an interesting video just to see how they are inside.
I'd like to see what's inside.
Yeah, even if you just cut
tanks.
Cut it straight down the middle in half and just open it out so you can see the layers of insulation and all the way through if you just cut it that way. You don't have to strip it completely. Just cut it down the middle and show us what it looks like inside.
Yeah, I will keep that one in the back of my cranium.
Put that on your list. Put that on your list.
Okay. All right. I'm going to write it down right now. Water heater for the chucklehead in the United Kingdom.
He'll be on jury duty now next week, and he'll be thinking, right, how am I going to do this water heater thing? And next thing, the boys, the judge will go, excuse me, sir, are you listening to us? I'm going to, yeah.
Guilty. Done.
Hello.
Cheers, Ro. Have a good one.
Hey, Ro, take it easy.
Man.
Thanks for being in,
Right,
Ro.
Ro.
Bye,
Appreciate
Ro.
it. Hey, Scrapman Dan. Did I see Scrapman Dan? I did. Hey, Scrapman Dan. Good to see you, sir.
I have to
Hello,
tell you about it
Dan.
in the morning.
Dan.
Heaviest washing machine I came across was a Dyson, 110 kg weight. That's a heavy washing
Holy
machine.
crap.
Wow.
Oh, they were the Dyson ones where they had two drums, and what they were meant to do is when one drum would spin one way, one drum would spin the other way, and they were meant to give the clothes a better wash, but they never really took off them Dyson washing machines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Haven't seen that thing yet.
I think
Yeah,
Whirlpool
no,
had some
they-
industrial ones that were like 20 kilogram washing machines where you could put in 20 kilograms or 25 kilograms of
Oh, yeah,
laundry.
yeah.
They were like
Okay.
huge. Those
Yeah,
things
they call
weighed
them
like
the
150
American
kilograms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
But
American
But they
style
got
one.
to be put together on the spot, I guess. Come on.
I have no idea. The people, ordinary people didn't buy those.
No, they would.
Yeah.
We'd say hotels that use them or
Yeah.
guest houses would use them because they had a
Well,
lot of washing to do.
That washing machine that I picked up the other night, it was 20 years old. Honestly,
Okay.
it was. I had to take a 9-inch angle grinder just to get in it. The others, like you've got screws round, you can take the sides off. This
One was spot welded.
spot
yeah.
welded,
Oh.
totally.
There is
Replacing a drum on a spot welded washing machine, that is a freaking annoying. That's almost a 3-hour job.
There's detector.
You need to flip it
Not
upside
to be
down and
confused
work
with-
from the bottom.
Hello.
Hey,
Frankie.
hello,
Hey,
hello,
Kevin.
Detective Kev.
I was saying that's
Hey,
Detector Kev, not to be confused with Dictator Kev, who's a totally different person.
That's right.
Oh, there's a dictator, Kev. All right.
No, because I called him that last week. I just looked over and I go, "Oh, Dictator Kev is in." So, a totally
Ian.
different person.
Ian, compare your current experience, where it was welded shut, to some of the newer ones where if I don't pick them up right into the truck, they'll fall apart before they end up in the bed of the
Yeah, I
truck.
can imagine that. I can well imagine that.
Well, look at this. I think I was able to repair this thing. There's
Hold
all
on,
kinds of
hold on.
there's fuses here.
Oh, I bet
Ian
Ian got
wants those.
replacement for that.
Yeah, Ian
This
wants
one,
those, man.
that one is broken.
Oh, so you could have repaired it.
Popped.
I could have probably repaired this thing.
Yeah. Too late for
No.
that.
Well,
No, you could have put a fuse in it for it to blow again. That's not the same thing.
Hey, Bill.
that is
Yeah,
true.
that's
That is
also
true.
possible.
That's very true, Ian.
Or
very
instead of a
good.
fuse, just put a screw in the thing and just snip.
Just watch what
clamp it.
else gonna give up the
Yeah.
smoke.
Yeah. See where else it's going to blow then.
That's what I
Yeah,
used to do. That when I didn't have a fuse, just put a screw in there. That conducts as well.
Then you just wait to see where the smoke
That's the
starts
slow
coming
blow
from.
version.
And that's the defective
Yeah. Slow blowing.
thingy.
I used to see a guy, he had a welder and it kept blowing fuses. He put in a big bolt and it used to be glowing red. It was that. It used to get that hot. Chancers. Hey, Bill Clement came in, by the way, in case anyone didn't see him coming in.
Oh, well,
Hey,
Hello,
Bill,
Bill.
how's it going, man?
I can't see chat, unfortunately.
All right, okay. You're on the old,
You're glad to see Ian or
you're
what?
on that old crapple, is it?
I'm on my grapple. To be honest, I'm ready. Almost 10 o'clock. I'm ready for bed, to be honest.
Well, as soon as you finish your vodka, you will be.
Yeah. And it's a school night as well for you.
Yeah, I know. I've had a busy day today. I've been. Oh, I was going to film it, but I didn't. I couldn't. I thought if I film this, it'll bore the pants off everybody.
Well, don't forget, people need something to get them to sleep. And
So
you're letting them
basically-
down.
So basically, I put some drainage channels in my garden. You know what it meant? Digging a trench, not so deep, only 12 inches deep. But my garden's, if you've seen it, it's full of like stone pebbles.
Yes.
Okay. So I dug all them up. I thought, oh, I can do something with some of these pebbles. So then I spent the rest of the day sieving them, then washing them, then spreading them out on a big mat, and then picking out the round pebbles because I've got an idea. You know, I just need round pebbles.
Could you not go down and just buy a bag of marbles if you wanted something round?
You've lost your marbles.
At some point throughout that time, when I was having a drink, you know, I was lying down on my elbow like this, just picking pebbles out, you know, and thinking, it's got to be easier to buy a bag of pebbles. It's got to be easier to buy a bag of pebbles.
And somewhere in all of this, you cut your hand.
On a pebble, probably.
No, I think the wife had
there
seen
we
enough
go.
of him out there, and she came out and she just stood on his hand and said, "That's enough."
Oh, my wife looked through the window. She went, "What are you doing?"
Oh my God!
I said, "I've got a project in mind."
I wonder what the project is that he
And
needs.
she not
round
giving any
pebbles
more
for.
question, right? She already know Ian when he got the project in his mind. Then she look at it. What the fuck this guy doing out there? Come out and ask, what are you doing? I got a project. Okay, let it go.
No,
let him play.
She probably looked and went, "Are you artisting again?"
Artistic. Anyways, Mike reckons that it couldn't be any worse than having to watch the shark video.
Oh,
Abeleski, welcome in. Good to see you, sir. Alexander Smith just came in as well. Good to see
hey,
you.
hello, Alex. Hello, Alex.
Good to see you guys.
Oh wow, there's something.
There's something what?
Yeah, okay. This is the part that's messed up. Let's see if you can tell.
Usually it's that part where the outputs coming from this little MOSFET on this big heatsink.
Yeah, see.
There's one big MOSFET in there, I can see.
I think someone tried to solder these.
Yeah, and it's already done.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Because the print was broken and someone just used sandpaper and then resoldered all the connections. I actually did that to a computer mainboard once.
Time it Vince, he'd have fixed it.
I was going to say,
I did that to a computer mainboard once, and that actually kept the thing going for a couple of months.
Okay.
But then again, I am very good at soldering and stuff.
Don't
The person who did this, apparently, not so
not.
much.
He's not.
So, Ian, how many little round pebbles did you end up with, or have you not bothered to count them?
I didn't count them, but I got a pan full. Literally, a pan full.
I thought you were going to say a handful.
No, a
Handful.
pan. I had
what are you
an
gonna do with
I had
that?
an old pan. I thought, this'll do.
I seen that link you put up, Mr. Matthews, of the plug soup Australian style. Was it?
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be plug soup European style pretty soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking
Maybe
forward,
next weekend, because next weekend is a long weekend.
looking forward to that,
It's
Ralph.
European style. It's Dutch style.
What's it? Yeah, I'm going to say. We
Do
don't.
Dutch style.
Well, I think in Europe we all have the same plugs, so it's going to be Euro plugs. Jeez,
Yeah,
this is
don't
heavy.
continent.
I
Yeah.
can't even lift the
No,
damn
you
the
don't.
box.
Ireland is part of Europe, but we use the UK plug.
They do indeed, yeah. They are
Yeah,
using
you are the odd. You are the odd the black sheep of the
Yeah,
European.
They sell
and then our neighbours just left us, Wuchie, and I said, "Here, we've had enough of the Europeans. You Irish people stay with the Europeans."
Yep.
We've had enough.
All right,
of the
so
Europeans.
Dutch plug soup then.
Dutch
Whatever.
Because then I can do an Irish plug soup, and then Raphael can do a Danish plug soup.
Looking forward to them all.
Or actually, Ralph can make it in Dutch oven.
Oh, I could probably use one of the pans that I found dumpster diving that I'm going to be melting anyway at some point.
And it's because of all that I used to have to carry a small suitcase full of adapters when I would travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the different countries, all these
Hey,
different.
Sharky, wasn't that be easier just to take it back and put some 2 pins on it and just stick it in?
Well,
Done
usually
that.
I had
Yeah,
to.
done
I
that.
had a. It was pretty cool. It was essentially an adapter that was like about this big, and then on one end you could slot in whatever plug you needed for whatever country you were in.
We have those as well.
And then you had the U.S. Plug on the other side of it. So it was, I mean, they had gotten pretty clever about how to design those things for travelers.
Yeah.
No, the pan is
What about
actually
for-
aluminium,
But
Alexander.
come on, is there any information on those about difference in the current? Because some country got 110 and some country got 212, 220.
Yeah, there was a little manual that would come with it so that you could make sure because you had different adapters for the different currents.
Yeah, but most new devices coming out now, electronic devices, can work either 110 or 240.
Yeah, as soon as
But it's not-
as soon as it gets power, it knows what it's getting, and then
Yeah.
will adapt itself.
Yeah,
But quite often the let's say 90 stuff, you got a little switch behind, like
Yeah.
110,
Yeah.
220,
Yeah.
and
We
sometimes
would
you
always
can-
like to set those to 110 and watch people freak out when stuff blew up, because we used 220 over here.
why would you do that, Ralph?
Why
To
not?
be annoying.
Why not? Can you not just see it in his eyes?
Yes.
That
To be,
evil
to be
look of him.
malicious.
Yes, it's the little
And-
things
and-
like
and-
that made you happy, wasn't it?
Yes, and then nobody would know what happened, because afterwards, when they ran off, we would just gently put the switch back in its place.
Oh, you'll never sleep. You'll never sleep tonight, Ralph.
Oh well, why not?
You're forgetting he's Dutch.
Yeah.
He's a Ralphinator.
Yeah,
Ralph
I don't
Nader, yeah.
care.
He's the Ralphinator. So anyhow, Matthews, go back to
Aluminium,
my
so the ban
question.
is
Are
worth
you going to
scrapping
get rid of
too.
all that stuff before you die in 20 years' time? I'm giving you about 20 years left. So
I'm trying every single weekend. I try.
I'm going to say, you are quite trying. Yeah.
Oh,
Because,
I mean,
again, it's different for Sharky or whatever, because again, he has his place away from the house and it's his business. So if he popped his clocks tomorrow morning, it's away from his house and whatever. But yours and myself and whoever else, it's in our properties, and someone's going to have to come and deal with it if we died.
right, and it's like, I know what Pertney said. You're a hoarder. I keep stuff that's useful. Now, last
To
week,
you.
well, to anybody. Last week, a guy said to me at work, "Oh, I could do with a vice." And I'm like, "I've got 5 vices. You can have one." I don't mind giving stuff away. I'll give anything away to anybody that will use it.
Yeah.
And it was like, I just brought a vice in, very old vice, working, functionable. It's a big one. Give it to him. And he's like, "Oh, thanks." And I'm like, no, I've got rid of something. I've got rid of something.
It helps if stuff's working.
Hey,
It does.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't keep stuff that don't work.
Oh, I don't know so
Ian,
much.
So Ian, in that case, I really need an ounce of gold.
Well,
I'll pay the shipping.
I've probably got way more than an ounce of gold, but you'd have to take the 1 ton sack to get the gold out of it.
You'd have to take it in that format.
Oh, the transparent,
The
circuit
transparent
board.
boards with the chips and stuff on them. You'd have to get it in that format first.
But yeah, it's kind of a curse, really. I don't know whose shirt goes on. You must pick stuff up that's useful.
Cheers, UK buddy.
And what do you do?
It just turns it over really quickly.
Yeah, but why? If he was at the side of the road there,
He's
and
in the
he picked up,
business.
if he picked up a metal vice, you know, a big 6-inch, you know, big 6-inch metal vice, would you weigh it in or keep it?
If I picked up a
Definitely be
6-inch metal vice that was functional, I'd keep it. I need another vice.
Right. What happens the day after when you get another one?
You put
Well, eventually
aside
I'm
the
going to
one
have
or
more than I
mount it
need,
on
and
the
I'll start
second
weighing
bench.
them in.
Get it on
That's
eBay.
what I do.
All right. So what happens when you get 5?
Weigh them in.
I will never have 5 because I'll start weighing them in after the next one that I pick up.
See, how could you weigh something in for scrap that's useful?
I like that comment.
I don't know.
Oh, that's good.
But then again, I mean, you
Well, she
talking-
used to us Dutch guys.
Oh. Now I might
Yeah.
try to sell it though, Ian. You know, if it's in decent shape, you know, there might be a used
Sing about
market.
a snobby. What are you collecting vices?
Yeah, but this is his thing and collection, so that's different topic.
But like, would the money not be more better to you than a shed full of vices? Could you not make more use of the money, like go on a holiday, do something else? Like when I look at a shed full of stuff, I'm looking at money. I don't see the items. I just see cash.
Got
That's
the
the
euro. Got the euro signs in his eyes.
Yeah, that's what I see. When I go out now and I see my bin, my shed full of stuff there, I know when I get that processed, it's cash or money I'm looking at, not items. Now, by holding them there and going, oh, that's a lovely vice, you know, I might use 5 of them. Someone might be looking for one of them at some stage, maybe 10 years down the road. I don't know. I don't look at that and go, oh, that's maybe 100 quid there worth of vices. Let's just sell them. That's 100 quid that I can use to go on a holiday or buy something more useful.
I fully agree.
Or
But
pay for fuel in your car.
Yeah.
Do you look at that and say, that's 8 quid's worth of scrap iron? Or do you say, that's 50 quid's worth of vice?
I see scrap iron. I go, everything to me is scrap. I just see, if I pick up a bin and it's whatever's in it, I go, all right, it's in there. I don't look at the items. I go, that weighs about 50 kg.
I would go with Ian's side.
4
Whenever
quid a
something is
kg.
useful,
Well, that's 200
it's
quid.
gonna got to be used instead of scrap.
No, I just
If
see
there is
scrap.
sell value, I will sell, but not if
No.
it's like only $10. Then I'm not
I
gonna
just
bother.
see scrap.
Yeah.
Scrap.
No,
Nah, that's
it's
not
it's
the
a
way.
very good discussion to have because, you know, there is sell value in some things. And then you just have to ask yourself, how long do I want to hold it? How much space is it going to occupy? Why I'm holding it?
Yeah, correct.
And
correct.
I wrestle with that all the time. I mean, that was a big thing with that AC adapter video that I did. That was a big box of AC adapters. And so I was willing to hold on to them for a while because there was some good potential sell opportunity. And it turned out to be really good because I sold them the next day. So, you know, that was fine. So yeah, that's you know, I wrestle with that stuff all the time.
Yeah, but again, it's different for you because it's a business for you. For us, it's a hobby. If it was a business, then I would be more inclined to say, right, how am I going to make the most money from this because it's a business? And if you're looking at
How
like,
quickly can you
this
turn it
item
over?
here, can I sell that for scrap? I'm going to get a tinner's worth of scrap. If I process it, I'm going to get so much. Or can I sell that on eBay for 30 quid to someone? That's what I'd be looking at if it was a business. But because it's a hobby, I just think, like, that's scrap, get rid of it. It's 20 quid back into me as quick as I can get it in. Where if it was a business, I'd be more inclined to get, like any businesses, you want to maximize your money and profit from it because it's a business. But as a hobby, you want to just move it on quickly to make room for your next item you want to scrap out or take apart. That's my looking at it.
Precisely. You know,
I just want my space back.
Christ, I say that every day, Ralph.
Yeah.
You know?
One
That's
step
all.
forward and two
Kind
steps
of
back.
good to have something useful, and for example, if you cannot even sell it, you can just give it away to someone. But as far as someone gonna use it, that's awesome.
Give the
Again,
way,
if
give the
someone
way,
has a
give the
use
way
for
now.
something, I will. If someone said to me, "Oh, have you got a battery for a laptop or something?" I'll have a look, and if it's here, I'll give it to them. But if no one asks me, and at the end of every month, I'll just get rid of whatever I have. Then that's tough. And if they come to me a month later and go, "Oh, I was looking for a battery for whatever," I wouldn't go, "Oh, I had one of them. I wish I kept it for you." Tough luck.
Yeah,
it's
but
not.
I bet even I need one battery for laptop. I give you I give you a call. Hey, say hey, everybody, do you have laptop for let's say HP L5536? You will say, yeah, of course, for sure, I have. Let me
Yeah,
find
if
it.
I have,
And
but I'm not going to keep it.
half
I'm
year
not going to
later,
keep it in the hope that 6 months down the road you're going to be looking for a battery. I'm not going to hold something and going. I'm going to hold that because someday someone might want that. That's what Mr. Matthews does.
Not
hey, come on,
regarding.
there is no physical way to know which exactly model of the battery you have if you
No,
got
but
it
I'm not
right
picking. I'm
in
not
the
picking
box.
battery. I'm picking something. I just said battery. It could be. It could be a.
Yeah, that's what I
It
mean.
could be. It could be a charger. It could be anything. I'm not going to hold them in the hope that someone wants them at some stage.
I was going to say no, but I'm just thinking I've got that green box full of chargers.
Here we
So,
go.
yes.
There's a
And in that green box of chargers you have, I guarantee you have phone chargers for phones that haven't been made in 15 to 20 years.
Let
I
me
What
do
if
turned
somebody
in.
is?
So
What if
what's the
somebody
point
still
of keeping
has?
it in? What is the
What-
point of having something that isn't even manufactured anymore? That
because
no one
you, for
uses
example,
anymore?
keep the phone like this one, just to sake of having that bugger, and you need the
For
charger
what?
for that
For
thingy.
what?
Nokia 9110.
What use is
Is it
it to you?
9110?
What do you get out of it? That's what I'm trying to
Just
get
for
at.
example, like in this
Nostalgia.
situation, I just have it here
Matrix.
because just in case I can just draw it out and look, I have that bugger, and I'm happy.
You're
Yay!
beyond hope.
8110, if
You're
I'm not
beyond hope,
mistaken.
Squeaky. You're beyond hope.
I'm beyond hope.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no hope for you. There's no hope of ever turning ye into proper
Yeah.
scrappers.
9110.
Ye are
So-
hoarders, not scrappers.
So Ian, here's
It's the
the,
20th century fallen.
Ian,
Sorry,
here's
sorry.
another example of
Hey,
how
Patrick.
this can get kind of twisted around. I came up with
8110 party.
two
8110.
two
Yeah, actual 10,
identical.
yeah.
Hold on.
I can hear you,
Someone
Shark.
talking. Please let them finish. Raphael, it was you that time.
Sorry, I
Shark.
apologize.
So at one point, I came up with two nearly identical dual Pentium 2 motherboards, both of them in very good shape. Now they're certainly not a functional item anymore, but there are vintage computer collectors out there. So I put them both up for sale on eBay. One of them sold within a week. The other one has been sitting on the shelf now for almost 9 months. At some point, that other one is just going to have to get sold as scrap to board sort.
Right. No, I'm exactly the same way, but where you said 9 months, I'd probably go for 15 years. You know,
Oh my God.
So that's, I mean, where do you draw the line there?
I think the way I do operate, I bring things in. I think that is useful. I can keep that. I can do something with that. And then it knocks around the shed. And at a certain point, it's like, you've not done that, anything with that. And I tongue in cheek here, for the last 6 months, right, scrap it. And that's what happens is it goes round and round, and then you think, stuff it, scrap it. And it's gone. And you
I think you should have a rule.
And you feel so relieved.
If you move it, have to move it more than 4 times. On the 4th time of moving it, it has to be scrapped. Would that not make sense? Because like if you
Even
have
if
to
you
move it
turn
from
that
here
into 40, he would
to
still
here,
not.
to
In
here,
this way, Ian
and
will
getting
be
to
finished
here.
in one month. Come on, he moved
All right.
all his stuff.
All right,
so
okay.
often.
Listen. We recently did a table challenge. Okay. And I found in the exact tin of paint that I needed. All right. It happened to be 50 years old,
Still leaded one.
but it did the job. And it's like, I knew it'd come in handy one day.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I get your point there. It was something you used and it was useful to you. But how much was a can of paint going to cost you?
More
I
than
wouldn't
nothing.
know. I don't buy
I don't
any
even
paint.
know.
I don't know. I don't
Ian
buy
does
anything.
buy anything.
It's like when you
scrap.
spend hours trying to find a charger.
A scrapman never wants.
For
He just waits.
40. 400. And 4,000. And 40.
And 4 times 10 to the power of 5.
Yeah. No, I think there should be a rule. If you have to move it to get into something and you've had to move it a load of times, at that stage then it's becoming more of a hindrance than an advantage. Because like you know, if you want to find a time in, I hate picking on you. I hate picking on you because you're thing. But when you have to move everything out of your shed to get to that item you want, and then you have to move it all back in again after you've done what you've done, is it worth having all that stuff there?
No, it's not. It's a curse.
Ian, I'm gonna send this to you. It'll be like playing Dungeons and Dragons. It'll be like, scrappins or something like that. When you pick something up, you roll this, and that tells you how many moves you're allowed to keep it for.
But it's like, hang on, it's like I watch Raphael here. When he walks, when he goes to where he's sitting now, he's got a 20-yard threading through mountains of stuff. And I think, for fuck's sake, Raphael, pull your finger out and get shut of some of it.
One
But
day.
when you walk into your shed and you can barely get in, you do go, I need that someday.
And you cut your hands during that. Come on.
None of us call Ralph because we can only see Ralph's little area. He's never taken us behind that white wall, which I suspect is piled high to the ceiling.
It was actually. It was. But
And his
it's
bedroom's
no
the
longer.
same.
It's now about yay high. And there's actually spots on the floor that are free.
You've got floor.
Yes, I was surprised as well.
Whoa.
I lost it years and years ago, and I found it recently.
But you know,
So,
it's
yeah.
a great feeling when you do get your shed cleared out and you go, oh, that's great. Now I have loads of room to work and whatever, and this is going to be brilliant. But usually within a month, it's kind of back to square one and you have to start again. Usually.
Yeah, well, you know what it's
not
like.
for me. I've learned what to pick up, what I can process, what I don't
But
want
again,
to
I
process,
can't
stuff like that.
walk by anything. If I see it, and especially if it's electronics and there's e-waste in it, I can't leave it there. I just can't, because it just preys on my head that I've left something there that I could have scrapped out. Now, if it's something like a washing machine or something like that, because I know I don't have anywhere to store it, I'll walk by it and it doesn't bother me.
But you're
anything
saying
with
that-
stuff gets to me.
But with shred now at £290 a ton,
Yeah.
how can you leave anything?
Well, I'm not going to
That's
pull up in
30
my
cents a
car,
kilogram.
in my car, open the boot and start hauling in a washing machine into the car. If I have a van, I'd probably do it, but I'm not going to haul a washing machine into my car. No way.
Well, you should have an estate car then.
I have an estate car, but I don't do washing machines.
Well,
I drive a van for work, but if I find stuff beside the road or in a dumpster, I take it and I throw it in the van. But not if it's like this big. I only get the small stuff, and usually
I
like
will
cables
ad-
and pipes.
I will
and
admit
stuff.
though, I think twice now about picking a microwave up. They're so next to nothing in them.
Yeah, I've scrapped out I think 14 or 15 microwaves in the last 2 months, I think, and I'm kind of done with it. I mean, I repaired the damn things for work. Those are the slightly more fancy ones,
There's
and
nothing
even
new
in
what you
those
can
there's
see in them.
yeah, there's not that much in there.
So come on,
there's
Ralph.
a transformer in there that's Chinesium. There's the magnetron itself that has big magnets. This here is a stack of magnets, by the way.
I was just going to say, where's your magnet collection?
Yeah,
There it is behind him.
there's a couple of small ones on top, but this whole thing is a stack of magnets.
Right, I see it. Yes.
Yeah. And this on all of them, I have a couple that are in the garage.
Actually,
so hard to
there's
stack
a
'em.
suggestion for Irish from Michael.
Buy
Buy
a
a trailer.
Hey,
Believe me,
I'm
that's
not
not
putting
a
a
good
trailer.
idea.
I'm not putting a trailer hitch on the back of my car. No way.
Come on, I bought the first
No,
trailer,
you
and
never
now
drive.
I got
You never
5
drive a
trailers.
BMW with a trailer hitch on it ever. It's against the law.
I've got a trailer hitch on mine, but I can't back a trailer up saving life. I actually get out, unhook it, and turn it round, and then drive round and hook it up again. I cannot.
That's probably what I would do. Yeah.
Save me
You know
life.
what? With this tiny one, it's much easier to do like Ian said. When I drive my van and got those tiny trailer behind me, basically I don't see it whatsoever when I backing. When I begin to see them in the mirror, it's already too late to straighten it up.
So,
So
literally,
literally,
scrapper?
it's easier to go out, just take it out, move it, and so on. With the bigger one, with the 4 wheels and all that stuff, that's much easier.
Raphael, that's funny. I have a buddy of mine that used to own a trucking company, excuse me, and
Yeah.
he used to tell me all the time. He's like, backing up a big rig, that's a piece of cake.
Yeah.
Backing up these little one axle things, I jackknife those all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. Especially with the bigger car, like with the normal car, when you got window around, when you see that little bugger behind you, then okay, you can do it. But when you don't see it, you only got your mirrors. Forget about it. When you
about
see
it.
it, it's just too late.
Forget about it. Forget about it. But yeah, no, it's a dilemma all the time for scrappers to pick up or to leave or to scrap out or to sell or to keep or whatever. It's just a dilemma you wrestle with constantly on it. So that's why I just decide it's simple as I scrap everything out. I don't try and repair anything. I don't try and resell anything. I just scrap it, and that's it. Then I'm not preying on my mind. Could I have
Come on,
sold that? Could I have not sold that? I don't even try. I don't even look up if I get a laptop, I don't even try to switch it on. I don't even look up the code. I don't look up anything to see what the value of it is. I just scrap it, and that's it.
Sometimes stuff is too good to scrap. Come on.
Doesn't matter. It's done and dusted. I don't worry about it. It's done. It's gone. It's out. I'm not worried about it. It's gone.
For example, old phone like that.
Scrapped.
No,
scrapped.
it's too good to scrap.
Scrapped. I'm not worried about it. It's scrapped. It's gone. I don't look up the value of it to see could I've sold it for more on eBay or whatever. I just don't do it, and that way then I don't worry about it. If you don't know about it, you don't worry about it.
I bet you just
out of mind, out of sight.
yourself.
You
You
out of
put
sight, out of
so
mind.
many good machines to death.
No, it'll
Yeah.
be. I'm looking
You
at
don't
it
even
as
know
it's
that.
gonna-
but you
It's
did.
going to be. It's going to be put into something more functional. John. If I keep scrapping them out, I'm just reincarnating them as more functional, up-to-date devices.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
that's my philosophy.
I wrestle with this frequently because 25 years in the Navy, I'm used to having checklists and rules and processes for everything, and engineering degree and a science degree, and I want things to make sense. But then when it comes to deciding what I'm going to scrap and what I'm going to resell and what I'm going to break down and things like that, it's like, what mood am I in today?
There's no handbook for that, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's just it's as if there's too many variables.
But
Doesn't have to compute.
in the army, did they not say? Was it not a saying? Well, I know you weren't in the army, but it's simplify constantly or so whatever. If you simplify a task, it makes it easy. So simplifying it is scrapping it for me. I've simplified it. It's just scrap it. Don't worry about it. That's it. It's done. It's the simplest form. I don't have to think about anything else. I just go in, take it apart, scrap it, and that's it. It's done and dusted. There's no other thing. I've simplified it.
In a way, Irish, and I'll put my point here, right? I have a desk fan for the shed for when it gets hot. That 2 days a year, Every time I get a fan, I don't switch it on. I break it up.
Yeah.
There's no need because I've got one and it works. I don't need to know if it works. I just break it up. So
Hey, come on, Ian. You don't need one spare?
no,
Just in case.
No, just in
Stop
case.
doing it to him. Stop doing it to him.
I don't do it. It's like, so that sort of thing. However, I've got problems in because when say scrapping, I do more kind of house clearances than I do scrapping. So you go around to someone's old guy's shed and you take all his tools out. What do you do with all them tools? Do you just weigh them in?
That's a hard one.
I found
Well,
a bunch of tools today, actually. I
So-
was just about to go down to the basement and get the bucket because I'm out of stuff to scrap now.
So
Actually,
that is my problem. You know, how many saws do you need? Hand saws. How many spanners do you need? How many socket sets do you need?
How many
Yeah,
hammers do
about
you
the
need?
Well, at
tools,
least
I
two of
got
each because you're
something
always
as
going to
well.
lose one.
Every time I get some tools, I bring them in, drop them into the separate drawers and all that stuff. But as far as the drawers get full, go through them and toss away half of it, at least.
Weigh them in as
Yeah.
scrap.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or sometimes intentionally I forget to take them
You
in, so
will-
they get rusty, and it's not, it's much easier to get rid of them.
You will burn in hell, Raphael Scrapper.
So
Come on, I don't need, like, let's say 17 pieces of 20 mil skis, right?
I know that's the problem.
5 will be totally enough.
It's not a problem. You don't need them. Get rid of them. If you said that's the problem. It's not a problem. If you have 4 of an item, if you have 4, we'd say little saws. What we pick any saw there, a tinning saw, right? You have 4 tinning saws. You don't need 4 of them. You're never going to use 4 of them at any one time. The most you're ever going to need is maybe 2 of them. So why would you want more? If you pick up another one, you already have 4. Why would you even think I might keep that?
No. So
You know
what do you
what?
do?
Last year, I got visit from my sister's son, and he's young guy. I don't know, about 20 years by now. He's interested in mechanics and all that stuff. So I take the guy. I got like a big old plastic toolbox, what I haven't used anymore. I said, listen up. I give you this toolbox. You can have it. There you go. Hello, this simple man.
I said,
And there is the drawer. You can open all that drawer and pick up whatever tools you have. You can fill it up for yourself. The guy was in 7th heaven. I was happy because I get rid of some of that tools, and yeah, it doesn't get wasted.
yeah, I've done exactly the same, Raphael. You know, a young lad just left school, starting off. He wanted to be a joiner, and it's like, okay, I'll help you out. Here's saws, chisels, hammers, stuff like that. They're not the best thing, but they'll get you going, you know.
Oh yeah.
And
this is
you
7
feel,
mil.
you feel good because you've got rid of stuff. 8 milli sockets. Oh my God, I lose 8 milli stuff for love. I dropped
How's
them.
your kitchen with the 8 mil?
I'm going to be downstairs for a bit. I'll be right back.
No
I
problem.
dropped them, and there's a little.
Okay.
Not going to be
gremlin.
wearing my headset well down in the basement. It's not going to reach that far. I'm on the
Yeah.
6th floor. I'll be back.
You drop things, and there's little gremlins that actually catch them in mid-air and then hide them before they hit the floor. You know, you never hear them. You never hear them hit the floor, and you think, where the hell did that go?
Hey, Scott
yeah.
Daniels, welcome in.
Hello, Scott.
Hey, Scotty.
And Simple Man was in as well. I forgot to say hi to him.
Have you
Simple Man.
lost the?
Simple
Have
man.
you, have you lost the new 8 mil that got that? Who was it that sent you that? Was that-
Scrapman Dan.
Yeah, Scrapman Dan.
I can't lose them. There's about 15-pound lump of aluminium weight tied to them.
But again, it just comes down to space. If I know for a fact myself, if I had a bigger shed, I would fill it with more stuff and hold on to more stuff. But because I've only a small shed and a small amount of space to work in, I need to move it on. I'm only jesting with most of you most of the time. But if I did have a bigger space like Raphael or Shark Scrapper's cage, I know I'd have a full of stuff. I know well I would. Because like that, then I wouldn't be walking by wash machines. I
You
wouldn't
would
be
be
walking
same
by
harder as we
dryers.
are. Come
I
on.
wouldn't be walking by any of that big stuff. I'd be picking it up. and I'd be bringing it to the shed, and I'd be saying, someday I'll take that apart.
There lies the problem. Someday.
Yeah. But because I've only a small area, I have to get rid of it if I want to get more stuff in. So
Well,
that's the issue.
you've been following me, and
Yeah.
my wife wanted a garden back. She's got a garden back. It's all nice and neat and tidy. And it's basically whatever I bring home now has got to go in the shed. And that's full to the ginnels. So anything comes in now, it's got to go out. If something comes in, something's got to go out, you know?
But you still have the secret location as storage as well.
Yes. And
Come on.
and that's full.
What about under secret location shed? Is there also some lead stuffed under?
Raphael commented, how long have I had that there? That lead must have been there 15 years.
And as well, it's good that you can remember where you put it. Like, as I was saying earlier, I've lost. I don't know where I put the charger for my Dremel, and you know where you put your lead 15 years ago.
But there is a problem. They say that everything that a hoarder keeps, he keeps tracks of in his head. His head is just full of where everything is.
Okay, I wish my head was like that. I don't know where I left my
head
Dremel
is where everything was last time I remember, but when I went to that spot, those thing is not there anymore. In most cases.
Oh, that must be like them little things that catch the bits that he was on about falling on the ground. They must be called to move stuff around.
Just imagine going into your shed and everything clear, your worktops clear, you've nothing. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Terrible. Come on.
You're going to go in there. You're going to go in there. You think, what am I going to do?
No, what you go in there and you look around, you go, that's great. I can go looking for stuff now again. You know, and start the cycle all over.
Wrong. You're going to go in there and you think, I am an artist. What shall I create? What shall I make?
You know what? Actually, at some point, Eva get big laugh of me, and actually, I got visit of my brother. He laughed at me as well, because we just sit here and it turned dark. And you know how the upstairs look like. It just patches all over. There was no light whatsoever. Totally pitch black. I said, okay, just wait here before you lose your teeth. I'm gonna go up and start some light. So I just go by the patchway, like I know. You know, I can just without any light go out from here and all the way out to the door. No hitting anything.
So you don't have to worry about a robber coming in because you won't know the pathway and it just fall and smash his face.
Yeah, they will just fall at the second meter, or maybe 1.5 meter as they go in.
Tell me this, Raphael. Now, this is you don't have to answer this question if you don't want to. Do you own that building or do you rent that building you're in?
No, I do not own that building. I rent it.
Okay, would you never be worried that the guy that owns that building will come to you someday and go, I need you to move out. I'm going doing something with this. I'm selling this
that
building.
would be his problem then. I said,
No,
okay,
it'd be
just
your
go ahead,
problem
use it.
What?
I would just said, go ahead, use this place, but you got to clean it up.
Yeah, but he's going to get all your e-waste and he's just going to get a skip and he's going to throw it all in it and get rid of it. On you.
Oh, well, I can always get the new e-waste. Come on.
Oh, no, that'd be a killer. Oh, no, I'd cry for weeks.
Yeah, but aren't you the same here about the ultimate recycler? I mean,
Yeah.
you walk around the yard and you see the stuff there that's donkeys years old, antiques, and it's just he's got to do something with it, you know.
Yeah, but again, he's the antiques. I can understand the antique side because he's got a shop and he was trying to sell older stuff. But why was he keeping aluminium, sheets of aluminium? Just get rid of that stuff. He's never going to sell that in the shop or anything. So why collect it up for something you're going to have to get rid of?
I just wouldn't know why anyone would keep sheets of aluminium. I just wouldn't know why.
Come on, who are you asking?
No, but now it's coming back to bite him. This is my fact. Now it's coming back to bite him because the place is being sold. He can't afford to buy the place because they're looking for too much money. So he's going to have to move everything out of it or whatever. So that stuff that he could have got rid of months ago is now an issue for him. The antiques I can understand because he had a shop and he's trying to sell the antiques, but he's got piles of aluminium, he's got piles of rusty wheels, he's got piles of barrels of wire and whatever. That stuff could have been got rid of months ago because it's just scrap.
Well, maybe the price. It's a bit like Scrap Kingdom, isn't it? Rather than get rid of what you've got,
yes,
you're always going out there to find more.
Yeah. That's like I'm saying. Why didn't he do this? I know in my own head, if I had the space he had, I would have probably done the same. Kept keeping on going. This is going to get higher in price. I'm going to hold on to that scrap because prices are going up. And if I cash in now, in 2 months' time, I'll regret it because they're going to be a higher price. You know,
It's a scrapper's dilemma.
Yes,
The scrapper's dilemma. It really is.
It is. I mean,
Yeah.
I weighed in the other day. I had to, I had to get rid of that iron. I had to get rid of that aluminium. It was taking up too much space. Wherever the price was, that's what I got. It'd have been low. As it is, it's sky high. So it was well worth the trip.
yeah.
I just don't have enough time to strip everything I have.
Yeah, I reached to the point where I actually block myself in here because last time I thought about replacing the big iron lathe machine for something smaller, something newer, and a little bit maybe more useful and less energy consuming. But in the way to taking this big bugger out, standing a milling machine, what I bought as a project on the 3 pallet, and then plan was to put it back together in one piece, what I done, and then sell it further. But instead of selling it, I just set it up and keeping it. And then I get this Fiat project car, and that's standing in the doorway. So in order to get rid of the lathe machine, I got to get rid of the Fiat, what have no wheels laying on the side. Then get rid of the milling machine, and then I have access to the lathe machine. So I a little bit played wrong, but oh well. And actually, those car project was planned for about half year. I supposed to be done with it in about half year time. And right now, I think I'm on the 5th year.
I know exactly where you're coming from. Exactly.
After I finished that milling machine, that was too good to sell off, even though it was good price I can get for it. But hey, hold on. That was such an awesome machine.
But I'm going to throw something out to you now.
Yeah.
Apart from Shark.
I wonder a question. You want to ask me how often I use that machine, right?
No. It doesn't matter. You've got a tool. How often do you use, whatever tools that you've got? How often do you use a 24 milli socket? You've got one, but how often do you use it? But it's more to do with Shark and myself. Our times are numbered. Come on. He only give us 3 score and 10, and Shark's well towards that.
What a strange thing it must be to be old, to stare backward and to see such distance, but to stare forward at a looming wall.
Oh my God, a philosopher among us.
Yeah, I stare forward and shit, I've only got 10, 15 years left. Will I get all this shifted in 10, 15 years?
I give you 20 years, so I did earlier.
Oh, thank you very much. So
if
it's
the weather
like
keeps picking up and the wind blows too much harder, you don't have more than another year or 2 in that shed.
But it's like Raphael's, he's only a young lad. What is he, 40, 42, 43, something like that?
Raphael is younger than that.
Raphael is 35.
Yeah.
Oh, he's had a hard life.
36 then, maybe, yeah.
My advice is start now, pal. Start clearing now.
Well, that's what I was getting to earlier about when you go, do you want to leave behind a mess for someone else to have to clear up?
It's not going to matter.
But it's not fair on them that they have to deal with your crap
But my wife said, the insurance money is worth far more than what you've got in the shed. I'll just throw everything in the skip and it's gone.
Yeah.
Or
And
just
that's
weigh
why-
everything in. Just
That's
all
why,
of it.
That's why, is it not better for you to weigh it all in now and use that money to enjoy something in your life before you're pushing daisies out of the ground?
My whole point of what I've got is for when I retire. It's to what I want to play with.
Okay.
The scrap is a means to that end.
Okay.
Once you've ceased working, and I want to start working with my lathe and my milling machine, it's like, oh, you need a bit. Oh, that's £15, £20. And then you're a pensioner. How do you justify getting that £15-20 for a drilling bit?
Yeah, but as you get older, you won't be eating as much, so don't worry about food.
Yeah, but he'll be drinking more.
You'll be drinking more.
Speaking of vices, these tiny things I found today.
Oh yeah, jeweler's vices. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a whole box full of tools. That I literally found it like this with all the stuff in there just earlier today. I'm just going through it now.
So, question: what are you going to do with them, Ralph?
I don't know yet.
No. What do you mean yet? You knew as soon as you picked them up. Are they scrap? Or are you going to keep them? Or are you going to sell them? You knew the moment you pick that up, you have to make a decision.
There's all kinds of Allen keys and stuff like that. I'm just gonna check. Do I have one of these? No. Then I keep it. Do I have one of these? Do I need a spare?
Yes.
Yes, maybe. I'll keep it.
Yes.
Do I have like 5 of them? Then it's gonna be weighed in.
No, you need 6. No. You can't have odd numbers. You have to have even numbers.
By the way, I forgot to say hi to Brett Ryder and Tim.
You've already rubbed off enough on me, Ian. I'm not gonna go that route.
What you find is you've got 6 Allen keys, all the same size, right? Okay.
Look, solder.
And when you come to use one, you go, I can't be bothered doing that. So you use a socket one on an impact wrench. So why have you got your Allen keys in the first place?
I don't know.
Are you trying to convince yourself to stop hoarding? Or are you trying to convince Ralph to stop hoarding?
Look at that, brass. A tiny brass padlock. I like brass padlocks. Those are going to be melted.
We sent all the coat hangers to Ian.
Oh, the keys are steel. Too bad.
You wrote down coat hangers, but I think he meant coat. That old predictive text is a terrible thing.
Oh.
You know?
But it is. Scrap's easy. I'm like Shark there, maybe Rappel on some things. Scrap comes in, turn it round, all motors in, out, gone. It's when you pick up like what Raphael's just picked up there, a box of tools. What do you do? What do you do with them?
But again, that's where I come back to my thing that no matter what I pick up, I've already decided before I pick anything up, anything I get is going into scrap. I've already decided it. Unless it's a bag of money, of course, of coins, then there might be some value to me. But if it's a tool or something like that, it's going to scrap. Everything is going to scrap.
Right. So if you pick that toolbox up that Ralph has, would you throw those 2 vices in the scrap?
Yes.
Okay, it says IKEA, so it's scrap.
How did you throw that 2
you
times?
I have one vice. I have
Little
one vice
vice
that I need
into the
for
scrap.
my stuff. I have one vice I need for my stuff. That's it. I don't need a second vice. I don't need small vices. I don't need anything. I have one vice. It fits everything I need into it. And if that vice breaks, I won't worry about any more vices. If I pick another vice up tomorrow morning, I have one. I don't need it. If the one I pick up is better than the one I have, I'll replace the one I have with that one and get rid of the one that I'm using at the moment. I don't need 2.
Okay, what happened when you one day pay 100 quid for the vice, totally new one, good one, working perfectly, what sees your needs, and next day you find even better one, and you replace the better one, and use the better one. What will you do with your old one?
Well, if it's fairly new, I may sell it. If it's fairly new, I may sell it because I know the value is €100 I paid for it a couple of days beforehand. So I know if I advertise it on a buy and sell page for half the price, I'm going to get half my money back anyhow, and I just get rid of it.
Sockets.
Yes,
Sockets.
I got some
8 milli
sockets
sockets.
and bits. And let's see, is there 8 mil in here? This is 9 mil. This is 10 mil.
Watch what UK Scrapper said he would probably keep stuff even though he knows he's never going to use it.
Oh, this is one of those inferior ones. 11/32. It's just
11/32.
Yeah.
UK Scrapper, join the club. You know, I keep everything just in case someone else wants one.
Well, that gets to me. Just in case someone else wants it. That gets to me.
This just says half. So
Well,
what's
hold
that?
on.
Half an inch?
I'll
I
keep
think
some of these
probably,
because someday someone might want one of these. Someday. Yeah, that's going to happen.
Well, the way I look at it, to a point, is if I've got the space and it's not eating anything, I can save it. The moment it starts eating stuff and it's costing me, it's got to go. I had a goldfish once. I just got it trained. Just got it trained along with the hamster to stop eating, and they died on me.
I trained it to stop eating and then it died. Maybe it was hungry. Maybe it died of hunger. Would it have?
You're bad, Ian. You're bad.
I kind of use the same method that I've used when I was in IT. All the way up here, there's a stack of neodymium magnets hanging there, by the way. But all the way up here, there's all those little drawers. And computers and other devices, they all have certain types of screws. So I started collecting the screws. If one of those drawers is full, that means I have enough. All the other screws went into the trash. I didn't turn them back in there. But one of those drawers full of screws is more than I'll ever need. I don't need more.
your life.
Exactly. You got more there than probably 100 people need.
No,
Yes,
what they
exactly.
put up there is different now than what I'm talking about. If I got some tools that belonged to my grandfather or something like that, I would never scrap them because, again, it's sentimental value, not anything else.
Well,
That's different.
Why? They're
That's
just
different.
cool.
But if I got tools that belong to someone else's grandfather, well, that's not to bother me then. But look,
Irish.
A
I
tool's
couldn't
a tool. What does it matter?
I couldn't even
it's
scrap
not
my
your
granddad's
grandfather.
paint.
what were you saying?
You know,
Ian? Sorry, I talked over you.
I couldn't even scrap my granddad's paint.
Again, that's
guys,
sentimental stuff.
Sorry. At some point, I will have like full wall covered with such a tiny apartment box. I already started in here, but there is only a few of them. Just 1, 2, 3 sets. But yeah, one day I'm gonna have full wall covered with that stuff, and I will just sort the stuff through them. Just for
But
fun.
talking about like we say tools that you got from your grandfathers or picked up from your, do you think your grandkids will be looking back and going, or into your shed, would say when you're dead, and they find these hammers and all that sort of stuff, and they'll be saying, "Oh, that belonged to Granddad." But nowadays, I don't think young people think like that. They just go,
No.
"That's just shit. Get rid of it."
There's old,
Yeah.
everything that's older than they are, that's
Yeah.
useless.
Where we look back at stuff like we get a screwdriver and you go, "Oh, that was my grandfather. He used that," and stuff. You know, it brings back sentimental value, memories or whatever. But I think the younger kids coming up now don't have that in them. They don't, because they're used to a throwaway society where everything is just throw away and it's gone and that's it. So if they see a hammer and someone goes, "Oh, that used to be your grandfather's hammer." All right, jazz sound. Anything else to play with?
Yeah. Does it have a screen?
Yeah, doesn't have a screen.
Ian, I'm sure that you recall the two kinds of human-powered screws. One of them that had that kind of a shape, you know, that you would turn.
Oh yeah, they want.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other one,
Kind of like this.
and then the other one was straight, and it had a gear that you would turn like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
you just
Yeah.
push it.
When my father passes away, I will have no trouble at all melting those suckers down because they piss me off so much.
I have no sentimental value to any tool that you can't press a trigger to.
No, I would admit I do like the what you call the the older tools, them screwdrivers you're on about like that. And if I did find some of them, I possibly would keep them. There's something about them old ones I like.
But it's like I've got an old Yankee screwdriver. Like just what it's showing there. I would never use that in the memory of man.
And look
Not
at
when
the
I
tip.
can just get a thing. Job's done. So what is the point of having it
Exactly.
if I'm never going to use it?
Yeah, well,
Because it's
I'm different
made
there.
in
See,
Japan.
that's where we differ. I like them. I just like the look of them, and on a wall or something. Never use them, but they're more to look up at. You go, oh, that was an old.
Well,
whatever
I
made
mean,
for you.
okay.
I'd keep something like that.
Who watched Scrapyard Mark the other day? He did a tidying. Okay,
Can't say that I have.
and he found two metal tins. One was paraffin, one was oil. Old tins, way from the 60s. And he's like, oh, I cleaned up nice. I put them on the shelf. I'm like, why? Why? Why would you put an empty tin on your shelf? Because some people like that, looking at old signs and things.
Yeah, I again, that sort of stuff does interest me. Old cans and stuff like that, I'd be more inclined to keep than a vice or something newer that I have already 2 or 3 of. A sign of an old shop sign or something like that, I would find interesting because it's part of our history or whatever. Where a vice that I can go in and buy off the shelf now and I get another one there, no interest in it. Get rid of it, scrap it. Where if I found an old sign out of a bar, the local bar or something, I'd be saying, oh yeah, that's part of our history, this area or whatever. I'd hold on to that. That's where I'm different, I'd say.
and you will end up like Cruiser Mac, cover his walls with the beer cups and beer shields.
Yeah.
So
we instead
Raphael.
of the beer shields, we use different stuff like old screwdrivers, old machines, and all that stuff. Come on.
Yeah, Ralph, them screwdrivers, you got to keep them. They're handy for going just round the corners.
Yeah. I got one of those flexible ones where you can fit a bit in, and that works probably a lot better than this.
Oh, I have one of those too.
Yeah,
those are useful.
Yeah, I've used it only twice, but it was very useful.
Yeah.
So no one else here would like collecting that, like old cans, say old oil cans from the 30s or the 40s. If you came across it, you'd put that into your shred, would you?
I might try to sell it first.
I'd try to sell it.
If it looks nice, I'll look it up on the internet to see if
Yeah.
there's value.
I wouldn't want to keep it myself. No.
Okay, I would. I'd like to collect that. I like watching that. Is it
American Pickers?
Is it on the Discovery Channel? Is it American
Restoration?
No, they go around in a van and they get
Pickers.
into sheds and
Pickers,
they collect
yeah.
stuff like that,
Yeah.
cans and all that. What's the name of it?
American
Pickers.
American Pickers. I'd love that job. I'd love to get a van and be able to travel around America like that and go into old sheds and find them sort of old cans and old signs and old petrol pumps and all that sort of stuff. I love that sort of stuff.
But therein is the problem. The people that are keeping that stuff don't want to sell it.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I've got loads of stuff in there, and it's like, I'm going to disagree. I'm going to say anything in that shed is for sale. Anything. If somebody was to come and give me the right price, they can take it.
I'd say some of that stuff, Matthews, you couldn't pay them to take it away. Right? Get money for it.
Everybody says that. There's no junk in that shed.
Fuses.
The scrap.
Fuses. Ian Matthews, fuses.
No, that's got a scrap value, hasn't it?
Hey, Miller Roy is asking how everyone is. We're all good, I think.
Yeah, I'm good.
I was gutted to find out the other day that the fuse ends, which I've always thrown in the brass, are actually tin copper. That wounded me.
Oh, I was going to say that like goes straight to your heart. Did you like?
Oh,
It's called nail file.
For years, I've thrown them in my brass. And then
Well, it depends.
Lost.
Sometimes they're copper, sometimes they're brass.
For years, I've just thrown them in with the shred.
Yeah.
oh. Oh.
But
Oh, my
Ian, I
God.
can understand part of what you're saying because here, wait a minute, everybody, hang on, don't get seasick here. If you look up there,
Hold on now. Let me make this bigger.
You've got a shark.
so if you look up there, you see I've got that big, beautiful copper heatsink. I'm only keeping it because it's pretty. You know, I mean, otherwise it would have got weighed in because it's just copper, right? You know, and there's a couple.
Oh
of,
yeah, I see it there. That's one of those Zalman things.
Yeah. You know,
No,
and then
I
there's a
can't.
couple of carbide lamps that I used to use when I was in the spelunking. You know, I mean, those things aren't going to get sold, but there's scrap value there. Right?
Yeah. But again, you're not going to keep 6 or 7 of them. You've kept one and that's it. If you got another one of them, you're not going to go, oh, I'll keep that because I like the look of it. Because you've already got the one. You don't need the second one. You don't need the third one. You don't need the fourth one. Scrap it.
This is true. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ian Matthews has 10 of everything, at least. So that's what it comes back to. And again, it's not just Ian Matthews. There is other scrappers who have 10 of everything, and they don't need 10 of them. Like we'd say, that guy we're on about all the time. Keep fretting his name. Can't think of Ian Matthews.
Scrap Kingdom.
No, yeah, Scrap Kingdom, Martin.
Yeah.
It's like
Martin,
him. He doesn't need to have more of it. Get rid of what you have before you get more of it. Is my kind of way of thinking of scrapping. Because what's the point of looking out and seeing 10 washing machines and then going and picking up 10 more washing machines? Get rid of the 10 you have and then get 10 more and keep moving them. You know,
I do understand, like Shark, it's a business for him. So at a certain point, because they suffer from all this white stuff at the end of every year, you know, it covers everything. So, yeah, you keep stuff for when all the white stuff's on the ground and you can work in your shed. Strip it, you know, and you're processing what you've stored through the year.
Yeah.
But, you know, where Bert is concerned, you know, can't even get in his shed, can you? So
yeah. Well, I can do that with my gold recovery because during the winter, I'm not going to be able to go outside and work with the acids. So for the winter, I have all my boards for breaking down or whatever. I collect the boards during the summer, leave them aside, and during the winter, then I'll strip them down and break them down. And then during the summer, I'm outside with the acid work or whatever I want to get done during the better weather. So I'll do that as well. I'll keep stuff for the winter for when it's long evenings and you want something to be doing in the scrapping. I can understand that side of it. You keep certain stuffs for certain times a year if you're in the scrapping and to keep you busy. But as Marty from Scrap Kingdom, you look in his yard. If he didn't collect another item for the rest of the year, he has enough there to scrap out for the year.
He does have enough to keep him busy. And
and
Ian, you've got a very good point. Even as you know, in this as a business, I always want to have something to work on in the shark cage. Now, it turns out that's not a problem. My challenge is not having too much. So I have to keep moving things. But that's because I've been active in looking for clients and, you know, those kind of things. And eventually I'll get to the point where the goal is to hire 1 or 2 employees, and then I have to keep even more stuff in there because I have to keep those people actively employed. So that's sort of like, you know, the surge tank that you would have for, you know, a motor or something like that. You got to keep it moving, right?
Hey, Shark, when you get busy enough and you want someone to scrap stuff out, I'll do it for you. I'll go over. I will scrap all day. Scrap it out, scrap it out, scrap it out. That's what I'll do for you. Don't have to worry about it. Don't have to worry about me going, I wonder will I keep that? Is it worth that thing? No, scrap.
you see, it's electronic waste to me is worthless. I keep it, as you know, I store it. Sooner or later, it'll have a value.
Oh, heart attack.
But you know, my eyes don't light up when I open something and go, oh, look, a gold-coloured board thing, it just, oh shit, that's something else I have to store somewhere.
I look there and I go, oh look, gold corner VGA. Oh
Yeah.
my precious.
Yes, that's what I do.
It's gold. I'll be right back.
All right. Oh, Parker's
Yeah.
still here. I didn't even notice.
I was saw Granny Burr's comment saying her husband keeps a tin of fuses. Yes, but how big's this tin?
Oh, come on now. You
Understood,
shouldn't ask
Granny.
women
What do
that
you
kind
think of him
question.
keeping the tin of fuses? Do you think he's should be keeping the tin of fuses, or should he be just scrapping them? You know, that's the other side of it. You know, who
Yeah,
does he
come on,
come
you
in?
cannot
Third
have
just came in, by the way, as
Too
well.
many fuses. Oh yeah, you may have too many fuses. Ian got too many, but
I
a
have
little
too
bit
many.
less than that. That's acceptable. Come on.
How many times do you actually change a fuse?
Does your house have
No,
any fuses?
Never.
That's the amount of fuses I keep. I keep about 6 fuses, and I'm never going to need more than 6 fuses at any one time.
Right. That's the amount I have actually.
Liar, 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 pants on fire. That's my fuse
No.
stop. So if a fuse goes, I come up and I go, all right, I've got 3 13 amps, I've got a 2 5 amps and 2 3 amps in there. That's it. I won't need any more
That
than this.
amount.
That
that
is
is
the
the
amount
amount
of trouble. If
fuses
anything
what-
goes, I can get a fuse for it to keep me going.
That is amount of fuses what fall down behind Ian's desk or workbench, and he couldn't take it out.
Oh, look at the time. It's gone 11 o'clock, so that's my time up. I'm going
Oh,
to go
thank-
around and ask
thank
everyone
God.
what they're doing for the week. So, Shark Scrapper, what's the story with you for the week?
Monday and Thursday. That's the new schedule.
Okay, and what about the guys that have, we say, signed up to your Patreon? Or what do you do for them? Have you
Yep,
something
theirs
for
is
them?
theirs is up and waiting for them.
Okay, so there we go. That's what and is the Monday and Thursday, is it street scraps, or are you doing a street scrap e-waste days,
Yes.
or what do you do?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, what?
Yes, both.
Yes,
So the goal is to have Thursday be street scrap and Monday be hodgepodge.
okay.
That's the goal. Of course, sometimes go street scrapping and you don't find anything, so you know. But that's the
Okay.
goal.
No problem. Park Nest, what's the plan for your week?
Friday's video will be another Beetle video.
Okay. Anything in particular do you want to tell us about?
Well, I basically scanned it for codes because it wasn't running right. So, you know, I put my scan tool in. It doesn't seem to be communicating with the car. I find out after testing the OBD socket that I haven't pushed the dongle in far enough.
Oh, I hate when I don't push my dongle in far enough.
I was thinking of a comment.
It's got
Yeah.
it's got
maybe,
Bluetooth.
maybe Mr. Shark hates it more.
Don't get rude. There's my scan tool, and it's. I don't know if you can see.
I never
it.
had any complaints.
There, Bluetooth. That plugs into OBD2 socket.
Okay, and sends the codes to your device to let you know what's wrong with it. Okay, perfect. Ralph, what's the plan for your week?
Work and the Easter weekend, maybe plug soup.
Okay.
Nice.
I get to see a plug soon.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But
Mr.
don't
Matthew?
expect that video to be edited and uploaded anytime soon, because that will probably take another couple of months. But I will be.
Well, me, I'm going to be washing my stones all week.
At least you didn't say polishing.
Polishing the
And
fish. Yeah.
Polishing
And
up.
Put ideas into his head.
I won't be filming that.
Polishing your stone.
And then this weekend, it's Easter weekend, isn't it? So
It
Yeah.
I did pick up 2 egg-shaped objects. One about 2 years ago.
And you're going to try to find it?
So I might decide.
You had to move it around more than 4 times in your shed. It should be gone now.
So it was always like, oh, I'll do that for Easter, a tale of 2 eggs. And then Easter comes and goes. So, and I'm actually decorating my bathroom this weekend. So I probably won't be doing anything, to be honest.
Okay. That's
By the
fair
way,
enough.
Ian,
So,
I got the
look,
same pump on my lazy spa pool. That's
Yes.
pretty awesome things.
But,
I wonder why are you scrapping that?
because it doesn't work.
Exactly.
You said
Get
it does.
rid.
No, that's the one I've just picked up. That works. The one I picked up 2 years ago doesn't.
Okay.
Because
And
it's 2 years old.
I watched Everyday Sola's premiere about 2 weeks back, and she stripped one. Very disappointing what's inside it, but hey,
Well, there's not
It
much
is what
in,
it
but
is.
they do
It is
miracle
what it
with
is.
the water. In
So
the
hang
container.
on, Rafael Scrapper, you've got a outdoor pool, heated pool.
Yeah.
When do you find the time to get in it?
In the middle time.
I bet there's no water in it. I bet it's just full of laptops and stuff. He's just using it to store stuff.
Come on, I used to sit on that outside spa and just warm my butt inside the hot water when there is rainy weather, and I got umbrella over my head, and then I jump out from the hot water, going through the heavy rain to my grill and flip around the meat, and then go back to the warm water. Come on, that's an awesome time.
Something about grabbing your meat and
Yeah.
I
turning
mean,
it into-
like barbecue.
grabbing your meat in the rain.
Well, that's
Right,
that's
hang
Ian's
on.
This
job.
is still good.
What's your story, Raphael? What's your plan for the week?
As usual, video Tuesday and stream at Saturday, and then the rest of the week will be, actually whole week will be holiday for me. I got free.
Okay, same as well. I have no video out this Thursday because it's every second week. So if you haven't seen the last one where I done my shed, and I inadvertently, even though that video was filmed 2 months ago, and because I have my videos uploaded, I have videos uploaded now up until August, Mr. Matthews. Every
Wow.
2 weeks, right till August. So that video was done 2 months ago. I only get to see it now with the shed. So I didn't even know about this pathway challenge, and I am winning it at the moment.
Hey,
See, that's-
hold your horses, buddy.
So if anyone hasn't seen that, you can actually see what it's like to be a scrapper in real life, what actually happens to scrappers' sheds. So you can see how bad my shed is not at the moment, but how it was when I done that video. So I've managed to clear it up a good bit.
The thing
look
is,
at that video if you haven't seen it.
The thing is, and Everyday Sola's, even if she does clear a pathway, what would it be? Like 2 foot long?
Yeah,
I mean, sure opens the door and it's there. It's not really a big thing, is it? Like Raphael there, it's almost like 200 foot.
Yeah, mine's not a big shed either. I just open the door and I'm there. But
When a battery starts looking like this, all powdery and mucus, it's time to just try to recharge it, right?
no, it's
Right.
like in Matthews, you put it into a tub somewhere.
At
and you
first,
go,
I like
"Someday
lick it
I need to
clean.
use that
Hang on,
battery."
Yeah, there you go.
I'm actually interested in Ralph's pair of pliers. They're obviously old. So
Yeah,
why
it-
did
it-
you, hang on? So why have you decided to keep them? Why didn't you throw them in the scrap?
This was in that box that I just found like a couple of hours ago. So
Yes.
this is completely new to me.
Do you
And
have
I
another pair of
don't
pliers?
have one of these in this size. So this I'm keeping.
Those are
Because I
good
don't have this
lineman
yet.
tools, actually. That's a good lineman tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
The,
anyhow,
the, the,
that's
the edge is
time
probably
over.
not sharp.
I
But yeah.
have to say good night to everyone. So again, thanks to everyone on the panel that came up and give their time as usual.
Pleasure,
And
as
it was
always.
very entertaining chats tonight about scrap. I really enjoyed it, and it was. I hope that everyone in the chat enjoyed it. So again, everyone that was in the chat and put any comments. Sorry if I missed any comments that I should have been watching. I just got engrossed in the chat about scrap and stuff like that. So if I did miss it, I do apologize. And hopefully I will look at it and come back to it if there was a question I missed. So as always, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. And Ralph?
Scrap you all later.